this once I stop playing the video. Okay, we're live and we're good. Let's make sure the volume's good. Check. Yeah, that's okay. We're good. Sweet. All right, we'll just wait for this intro video to play out. It'll be like a minute or so. Almost there. Oh! Yeah, buddy. I played up a short 1.5-minute intro. All right, and we are live, my friend. Get out of here, Mr. Bug. Nasty ass bug. All right. Does this look about how far away yours is?
Yeah, that works.
Ish.
Yeah.
3-4 inches. What's up, dude? How you been?
Normal.
Normal?
Normal, absolutely. In a good way.
In a good way?
Yeah.
Why? Have things been abnormal?
Drinking less, sleeping better. For just every day I wake up, I'm like, you know what? I'm getting old enough. Going, like, actually sleeping every night works.
How many hours do you typically get when you sleep?
7 would be great, but
7
6.
would be great. So you're
6.
Getting less than that.
Yeah.
Damn.
6, 5 or 6.
Wow.
That's my normal functioning.
5 or 6 hours. Dude, I don't think I could function off 5 or 6 hours. I'm going to be real with you.
I got to get up.
That's not a lot of sleep.
I've got to get up at like 5:30 or 6 to get to work. So.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Because you're fighting traffic.
So even like I just can't go to bed at 9. I'm not at that point in life to where at 9.
Dude, we are.
No matter how tired I am, I could have been like out on the boat, swimming, climbing up mountains, doing stuff all day long. And I could get home, take a shower, relax by like 8:30. And I'm still like, nah, too early.
Really?
Can't go to sleep. No.
So what time do you go to bed typically?
11, 12.
Damn.
And that's not even it. I'm not even doing anything.
Like,
that's
right.
just.
You ever taken like
body's
melatonin or?
Yep. I can fight through melatonin. So.
Really? You can just.
Yeah, I'm not doing it.
You're not going to get on Ambien or anything like that?
No, I did try Ambien one time.
It didn't work either?
Don't like it. No, it worked.
Oh.
But it doesn't. So I like Benadryl. Because it's like a sedative to me to where it makes me go to sleep. Mm-hmm. Ambien doesn't make you tired.
What does it do?
You're supposed to take it and then lay down and close your eyes and like drift off to sleep on it.
Right.
But it doesn't just like make you like shut your eyes and like
be drowsy.
Make you drowsy at all. So when I took it, I didn't know that. I thought it was like the Benadryl I'd been taking. So I got prescribed it, started taking it, and the first couple nights I just sat on the couch and was on it for like 4 hours. And started seeing shadows in my peripheral vision. Like, oh, what's that? What's that? Like, it started getting weird. And I was like, oh, no, I need like a tranquilizer, not.
Yeah.
It's supposed to help you once you do go to sleep, you sleep deeper.
But it helps you stay in your REM.
Yeah. Okay, it helps you sleep better when you do go to sleep, but it doesn't make you go to sleep, and that's what I need. So.
Speaking of sleep, what's up, guys? Wake up. It's your boy Loonar here. Another episode of the Loonar Lounge podcast. What's up, Brady? What's up, Heady Tax? It's good to have you guys out. You can shiggity, wig wiggity, big biggity bet that. I got my trusty man right here to my left, my boy Atterbury, a.k.a. Tyler Atterbury, a.k.a. Attaboy. So I like to get my guy on once a week. He's a natural. So we're just here. We don't really have shit to talk about. We're just going to kind of run through some shit we had and hopefully get some more stories out. So that's one thing I will say. A lot of the clips that have done really well are some of the bullshit ass like stories and like, you know, crazy party stories.
Personal things that actually happen.
Yes, Brett Smacker, thank you so much for the sub. 23 months in a row. I appreciate that. Shiggity's in the chat for Brady. Thank you so much. I don't know why it's not playing, but hopefully you guys heard it on your side. But I will say one thing, like when I'm uploading these clips, like for some reason the degenerate like stories that we have, like the dude pissing over his shoulder, that one has like 50,000 views.
Yeah, because it's the dumbest thing ever. Like you don't hear that every day. It's new and it's different. But we can't say enough. It's real. There are people that are that talented.
Yes.
Born blessed, that talented.
They really are. I remember people just like wanting to fight back in the day. Like there were certain guys that just like to fight.
Remember a home dude who was really drunk, leaning up against his car, talked smack to another guy on steroids, and nearly got beat to death.
Oh yeah, that was at a party we were not at, I believe.
Right. I just saw his face, jaw wired shut, like
Yeah.
mangled faces whenever the next time I saw him, like when he got out of the hospital.
Yeah, that was crazy. Wasn't he in college at the time and like lost his football scholarship because he got fucked up so bad?
No, that was was that? I didn't know. Was that connected?
That was Wade, I thought. Remember?
Yeah, I wasn't gonna name names. You going out there
okay.
doing it? All right. Yeah, I didn't know that was connected to that. But
Yeah, I remember he got his ass rocked at that party and had to get his like mouth wired shut and lost his football scholarship.
Everything, broken jaw, everything. And they said, I wasn't there, but everybody, all my friends that were there came back and were like, they were actually scared at the time. Like, oh, like, is he gonna like call help?
Yeah,
like
dude,
right now, it wasn't a normal fight.
Oh, dude, he got.
It was like
I thought he got blindsided and then he got hit like 8 times.
He was talking smack nonstop.
Yeah.
And the dude finally roid raged out and just came up and cracked him and blindsided him and knocked him out and then wouldn't stop. He wouldn't get off and he just kept pounding him.
Yeah, and he hit him like 8 times or 9 times.
And his blood all over his face. And they said he was doing that weird, when you get knocked out and you can't breathe. And there's like gargling blood in his mouth.
Fucking hell, man. That's where we were raised.
Yeah. Fights were common, but that was extreme.
That one was. I'm really glad I didn't see that one because I feel like that's one of those you don't forget. Like if you saw
and
that,
at some point it's like you're not watching a fight anymore. You're a witness.
Yeah. That's true. A lot of those people were witnesses. Though, and they're like, all right, well, that's part of like.
And you fought, and now I'm at the police station answering questions about it. Like,
that's not the kind of fights I like to watch. I don't want to be. There was a couple guys that we went to high school with that had to be like testify in court, right? Like for certain cases.
So there was one time.
Wasn't it some criminal cases?
Yeah,
against
I
them?
was there.
Like
I was there. This is a good story.
No name. Okay, go ahead. No names, but I think it was like they were selling.
No, there was a couple dudes that I think had like lied about doing some kind of drug deal for some kind of substance, whatever. And but there were some out of town stranger people that they didn't know.
Right.
And well, they ended up taking money or taking the stuff and not reciprocating, and they stole from them. Basically.
Yeah, it was a bad drug deal. So
they stole from them, but they're like, "We're going to call the cops," kind of thing.
Yeah.
And they ended up coming back and fighting them. There was some kind of physical whatever. They ended up going to court over. They ended up going to trial over this. Well, I knew nothing. I didn't even know that was going on. I had no idea any of this was happening. But that day in school, in our history or government class, I assume government class, we ended up taking a field trip to the courthouse to watch a court case. Oh. It just coincidentally ended up being the court case that our classmate friends were in. And so
I forgot about this.
We are sitting in the courthouse watching all this happen. And this was in high school a long time ago, like being really stupid.
Maybe?
Yeah.
Something like that.
I had just learned what smoking weed was.
Yeah.
And was kind of a little too comfortable with it at the time. And me and another friend had went and smoked in a car before we went to school because we're like, we're not going to actually be in school.
Right, yeah.
We're going to ride on a bus. We'll walk around downtown. We're going to be outside. Like, it's not a normal classroom situation. That would be weird.
Yeah.
So we did that before school. So we show up to the courthouse in a big group of kids. And they, and me and him are like, in our own world.
Yeah, blitzed out of your crib. Yeah.
In our own world. And the prosecuting lawyer that is trying to prosecute the people we know comes out before we even walk into the courtroom. He comes out and says, all right, so I understand that there might be some people in here that know the people on trial today and blah, 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 this. Is there anyone that would like to give character? Does anybody in here know him? Me and this guy that were together, we're in the front of the group. And so we're in front of everybody, can't react to what everybody else is doing. And so we were just like, yeah, we know him.
No.
And raised our hands, and then we turned, and nobody else raised their hand. We're the only ones doing it.
Dude, high as
and
shit.
So, yeah, but just dumb. Like, oh, we're in the group. Everybody here knows him. Like, wait, y'all are all pretending like you don't know him. What's going on?
Yeah.
And so we end up saying that, and he said, okay, come over here with me. Grabs us aside, takes us into a room, and says, like, all right, so if you're going to give a character witness to all this, then we're going to need to know more information about your parents. You're under 18, so we're going to need a legal guardian here, all this. And he said, then we'll go into another room and talk to the judge. And I was like, I don't know what's happening right now.
Yeah.
I'm kind of confused on like even where in the world I'm at
this
right now.
escalated real fast.
None of this is
Don't
about
call
to
my
happen in
mom.
my life.
Yeah.
Don't call my mom right now, please. First of all,
God.
going into the judge's chambers
Yeah, no.
to talk to a judge and lawyers and police officers and all this stuff. So this is an opt out. I'm out.
So you were just like, I'm not doing it.
Nope. Stop. I'm done. Damn. None of this is happening. And he sent me back. Well, the other dude was like, yeah, okay, cool. I'll do it. So he called his mom up there. Mom came and we gave consent for him to give his testimony. He went into the judge's chambers, talked about it, and he talked them up like, oh, they're such great guys. They're, was being a good friend to them and just saying how awesome they were and saying their praises. And then we ended up going in to the courtroom, started watching the trial, got all the details. It was so wild. They ended up going to where the guy worked and held him up against the wall and put a sawed-off shotgun to his face, and they got it all on camera. Like, they were like really going to get him for ripping him off. And so the trial was going on. The prosecuting lawyer kept coming and talking to us. He ended up being like the uncle of the girl that was sitting next to me.
Okay.
And so he was using that to like be a dick about like, well, can you give me a little information about this? Can you give me a little info? Like, he was pressing all of us kids while the trial was going on into like little recesses, because he was like, well, like to his niece, like, well, you know him, so you could ask them this and then come tell me. And like just being the rattiest douchebag about all that. Like, dude, are you going to win this case or not? If you need a 16-year-old, 17-year-old to like break this one open for you, you're not doing it. You don't have much on them. Like, deal with
it. But
he kept being that.
They had like.
Yeah,
but it wasn't open.
But they were trying to find a way to maybe decrease time on their part for some kind of justification. Like, no. This wasn't an innocent bystander just getting bum rushed.
Right.
This was a drug deal gone wrong. Yeah. So, like, this isn't all, all evil on their side.
What ended up happening?
The two guys we knew got nothing, I'm pretty sure.
So they got off scot-free.
Yeah, they couldn't prove any of it. They just, denied. Let me go back and say this. I don't know that any of this actually happened. That was what the trial was about. The prosecutor said it was a drug deal gone wrong. I don't know whether it was or wasn't. So I wasn't there. I have no idea what was happening. They did show the video of them getting held up and stuff. So that's all I know that happened. So that's the only proof we had. So I probably should have said that on the front. I painted it on the front end like it actually did happen. I have no idea. I don't know that it did.
How long was the? Did you stay there the entire time?
It was a whole day field trip. Yeah.
Oh, so y'all stayed there the whole day. So y'all did like a couple recesses and went back and.
Yep.
Damn, that's crazy. I didn't know you were like that involved.
But being in that situation at that age, like in your fifth time trying substance, like I am in a judge's chambers having with the gown and everything. Like, nope. This sounds like a nightmare. Like pinching myself to wake up. This is horrible. What's happening right now?
Jesus. See, I've never even. The only time I've been to court is when I had to go.
It was a way better and more exciting field trip than the waste management center or wastewater treatment center or whatever it was called. It was way better than that. Like, that was the best field trip I ever went on.
Yeah, go and watch a court case would be really cool.
Of people you know.
Yeah, that'd be really, really cool.
Like your friends are on trial.
But like, I know these dudes.
And they ended up getting off. Like they ended up not being guilty of anything.
They beat their
case. They ended up beating that. So it's like everything went really well.
The people that like pressed them with the shotgun, did they get in trouble?
Yes. I think they were already in trouble before this started. This wasn't the whole scope of this particular day. Wasn't the whole scope of everything.
But it kind of just compounded.
But yeah, they did get in. I believe they did get in trouble somehow.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, man. Armed robbery or is that just pointing a gun at someone's head? Attempted murder?
No, I think it's.
Do you have to go further?
I think it depends on if the person you're pointing the gun at thinks it's a real gun. If they think it's a real gun, then it's like a thing.
He definitely knew it was a real gun.
Yeah, but there's a law. It's like if somebody's pointing like a water pistol at you.
Was that here when we talked about the person that got held up with a water gun?
Yeah,
because they were going to go joke around with their friend.
Yes,
was that here?
Yeah, he worked at his friend worked at a Kodak printing.
Okay,
and he went up there with like a play gun.
I have that in my head when you said that, so I didn't know if that was us or if that was someone else.
And so the person that was there wasn't his friend, and they thought it was a real gun, and so he got 17 years in prison for a prank.
Oh man,
that's fucked, man.
But no, that was the best field trip I ever took.
Damn, I'm trying to think of some other field trips. I remember the first time I ever went. This is random. I remember the first time I ever went like on a haunted like house tour with like my mom when I was a kid, and it was like it was in Paris where there's just a bunch of hay bales and you're going through a barn that's been fitted.
It's an old dilapidated building and
yeah, exactly.
It's old and creepy.
But dude, I'll never forget at the very end of it, we were in a trailer, and of course there was hay all on this trailer, and then this dude starts revving up this fucking chainsaw. And he's chasing us, like walking all slow, and I'm freaking. I'm like 7 or 8.
Yeah. Okay. This is a little kid.
I was little, and then we finally they're like, get off the hay bales or whatever, and then we're walking, and like we take this blind turn, and it's like this clown dissecting this person in the back of an ambulance, and I just see like guts and shit, and I'm like, like
everything's real to you.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, and my mom's just laughing so hard.
Yeah.
It's so funny. But yeah, I remember that's about it. But as far as field trips go, we went to like J&K Ranch. Was that what it was called?
Yeah. I know that name. Why do I remember that?
J&K Ranch.
What did they do there?
They just had like shit animals. They had
little
like,
mini horses and
yeah,
stuff?
we got mini horses and these Down syndrome giraffes, and like all their animals were fucked up.
Yeah.
It's like it was in the middle of bumfuck.
They got them on the cheap off like Craigslist.
Like these were all the off-brand. These animals are from Wish.
Yeah,
you know
Wish.com.
Yeah, Wish.com. It was so bad. We downloaded these off of LimeWire.
Yeah.
Speaking of LimeWire, do you remember LimeWire?
Oh yeah, dude, Napster, man.
Oh yeah, you were on Napster.
Yeah,
I couldn't afford Napster because you had to pay for Napster. Right?
No, it was free.
Oh, Napster was free.
It was free.
Was Napster before LimeWire?
Yeah, Napster was the first,
and then LimeWire jocked them.
LimeWire, and then ShareBear, and was it?
Morpheus.
I've never had the answer to this. Is it Kaza or Kazaa?
I don't know. Can we get a clarification?
Somebody knows, but how do we know they know?
Yeah, that's
true. I've never ever. It's like a GIF and GIF,
right?
I've never heard which one it actually was, but yeah, I remember those.
Kazaa, Morpheus. There was a lot of them.
I
remember
my mom probably hates that piece of software more than any other she's had to deal with in her life because we went through a computer a month there for a while.
Dude, my mom had to pay a guy like every month to come out to just like de-porn our shit.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, good Lord.
But it was titled like ludicrous whatever song when you downloaded it, and then you open it up and it's a video of something else, and it's like But yeah, our computer was done every month. She would sit down to play like Free Cell, like just the most innocent thing. I got off work. The kids are busy doing something else. I just need 30 minutes to myself to do something mindless and meditate and not think about anything. Sit down to click on Free Cell, and then 8,000 pop-ups come up with the most awful stuff you've ever seen in your life. Yeah. And it's like, I swear I wasn't looking at any of that.
Yeah.
It was very innocent stuff. Yeah, exactly.
I remember
like you Google boobs, and then as soon as you Google boobs and click on one thing, there's the worst stuff in the world that ever popped up.
So
back in the Wild West days.
Yeah, that's when malware and Trojans could literally just infiltrate
pop-ups. When pop-ups still existed.
Yeah. Now there's so many pop-up blockers that it's like you're good.
You don't have to worry about them anymore.
I remember the first porno I downloaded on LimeWire. It was like an hour long, so it took like a week. You know what I mean? It took so. Anytime my mom got on the phone, it paused. You know what I mean? I remember back in the day having dial-up. You know what I mean? Sitting there and being like, "Mom, I get in trouble for like sneaking out of my room to go get it on it at night. Not always for porn, just bored and wanted to get out of bed and go play games or do whatever. And getting caught like a third of the time because every once in a while that would wake up my parents. Yeah, you'd hear it. And so it's like, okay. That's crazy, man. You rolled the dice every time to see if they'd hear that loud, horrible, dissident noise. Yeah, whoever came up with that. It's very distinct. And it's loud. Yeah. It's like, really? Why did you have to make it so fucking loud? Now we can just literally walk around anywhere. I can be in the middle of Target and I can find anything. It's so crazy to me. Yeah. Like back in the day, it was like now your phone isn't even connected to Wi-Fi, isn't actually connected to like terrestrial internet, and Siri is listening to every word you say at all times. This is also very true. It's always on. It's always connected. That's crazy. Mukbang, 19 months. Thank you so much for the sub. I appreciate that. Yo, what is good, man? You can shiggity, wiggity, big biggity, bet that. Put some shiggities in the chat for Mukbang. Thank you so much, Mukbang. So let's talk. Speaking of LimeWire, so there's a thing that's happening now where these crypto guys that have like made a ton of money, like our age millennials, what they're doing is they're buying the old domain and websites like LimeWire, Kazaa. They're buying them and putting NFTs up on their sites and like collaborating with right now, LimeWire has an NFT and they're collabing with Soulja Boy because Soulja Boy blew up on LimeWire. So you can buy the digital however you word it. I don't know shit about them. So it's a non-fungible. You can buy. Token. I know what it stands for, but how it actually. You could buy you can own the actual original source domain name. Is that no? It's not even the domain. It could be. It could be something different. Think of it like this. You know when you get on Call of Duty and you buy a skin? Yeah. It's your skin, and then like maybe a month later that you can't buy it anymore. Yeah. Kind of the same way with my cowboy dude I have. You can't get that anymore. You can't get that one anymore. So kind of the same thing with LimeWire, except with NFTs. Most of the time, you want to buy it, you want to sell it. You don't want to like
Well, you make a profit.
Yeah, you make a profit. But with like skins, you can just buy it and it's yours. Like you can use it anytime you want. So that's kind of the whole point of it. But like,
no, okay, so you're not buying like a LimeWire or something. You're buying the collab that is unique and distinct to the collab they're doing that they only do so many of. But you're not buying like the LimeWire logo, the OG.
No.
Like I own the LimeWire, not logo itself, but
no,
like the NFT of the logo or whatever.
Yeah. Well, there's there's so many different ways to do NFTs. That's why they're the future, and I think they just came a little too early. Because with NFTs, like let's say
everything comes too early. Like getting in on the front end of anything. Like people thought the internet was stupid.
Yeah, that's so true.
Who was it? There's quotes you can Google and find of people. There was a really, really important person, man, in society. I can't remember his name, but he's quoted as saying when the internet first started working, like in government, and the first people when there was 5 computers connected to it.
Yeah,
he ended up saying like the CEO or president or whatever of IBM. Oh, so a tech company.
Yeah,
came out and said something along the lines of there will never be a need for more than 12 computers in the world. So like this whole idea of a home computer is ridiculous.
Look at it now.
Yeah. Then the complete opposite happened. So like getting in on the front end of anything is, it seems ridiculous at the beginning. Mm-hmm. 1 million of them don't work, but if you're in early on the one that works.
So true though.
Oh man, you got it made.
Yeah. Well, and another thing with NFTs, you can do a lot of different ways. Like let's say I wanted to drop some music. Mm-hmm. I dropped music. Every time you bought into my NFT as music, you got like 15% of the royalties or whatever. So whatever I made, you get like share revenue. So I'm not really into it. I tried to get into it.
So is this a stupid way to think about it? Like if there's a big musician who's like, if Drake exists, he's the one making all the money. He's the one doing everything.
Right.
But if you happen to be in the studio in the right day and you press one key on the keyboard and you make one note and they put that note in the song, then you get like a credit.
You do,
on the album, right?
Yeah.
Is an NFT kind of the same thing with a pay like royalty version of that? Like I bought it. I'm not what made it popular. I'm not why it's popular. I'm not associated with this in any way, but I get a cut of
it's kind of like
anytime this is actually legally used.
Yeah, it's kind of like a stock.
Yeah. If somebody copy and pastes it and put it in their avatar, you don't get paid for that. But if anybody uses it to profit, then I get a cut of that. Is that the whole point of all of it?
Yeah.
Or am I totally have no idea what I'm talking about?
Some of it's like trading cards, like Pokemon. Oh, I bought it for this. I'm going to sell it for this. Like NFTs are a lot.
Yeah,
and hype as well.
But you have the card, and the thing about Pokemon and baseball cards and anything else, any collector item is. You buy them really early on when you're 7.
Yeah, 9 or 10.
And
NFTs
let's just make up a number. Let's say there's 100,000 of that card. Well, the whole point of having it now that makes it have a value is how many 7-year-olds snotted on it and crumpled it up and played with it on the playground. Okay, so now you're down to 10,000 of them.
Yeah. If
you kept yours in good condition, then it's worth more over time because of the scarcity. With the NFT, there's no scarcity of NFTs, and your NFT can't be damaged over time. So that's the different part of it. So if you can't make 100,000 of the same one. Yeah.
Well, they usually make around 10,000 of them, and people just buy them and flip them. That's all they do. They don't people don't hold on to them.
I'm just saying, as normal with anybody else that talks about NFTs when they have no idea what they're talking about, I'm trying to relate them to some other thing that's already existed that I've made sense of in my head.
Yeah.
And now I'm trying to compare that to, and that never works. No, it's not the same thing. You can't compare it to things that already exist, but that's the only thing I understand. So I have no idea how.
Well, I mean, it's good to have a base knowledge of something, but it is new and it's a new marketplace. Have you seen shit like digital land, like Decentraland, so you can buy like a virtual plot.
Did Note Boys do something like that? Like in the metaverse, they created an area where you have to pay to get into the Note Boys area, and they have their real estate, and they can profit off of that. But you can't access it unless
you have to buy into it.
You have to buy into.
I've looked into it, dude. Some of it's crazy expensive, more than homes.
So it's not land you're buying; it's access to your zone in a game, like in a digital space. So it's like
GTA, but you buy a lot of it.
It's a more intense version of saying you have to pay to go into our website.
Yeah, it is.
It's a more visually and interactive way of saying like there's a paywall on our website.
But dude, celebrities are making so much money.
Yeah,
off
and if you're a
NFTs.
celebrity who people would be willing to pay to go, it's like OnlyFans. If somebody would be willing to pay you to see you on OnlyFans, then cool. But if you're just a normal person,
it's
okay,
crazy
who
to
cares?
me, dude. Yeah, that's why I was like, I tried to make a collection of NFTs. They completely flopped though, because I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know you needed a ton of hype. I didn't know you needed this.
Oh, it's all
that.
hype at the beginning,
Dude,
right?
it's crazy, man. Like you need so much marketing going into it.
I'll be right back.
Grab me one too. So LimeWire NFT, if anybody cops one, let me know what they're like because I definitely won't be buying one. Number one, because gas is too expensive. That's another thing. So, there's taxes on a lot of things, but NFTs have a thing called gas, and gas is expensive. So you're paying like $100 for an NFT.
Is gas just a service fee or what?
Gas is like their version of tax. So they call gas tax.
All right. So I have follow-up questions that I doubt you have the answer to because neither of us are insiders on this.
Let's go ahead and skip the NFT talk.
All right, because tax means that there's a governmental entity like.
That's why they have to call it gas.
Right. So a tax is a very specific thing. So gas just seems like I'm gonna take a cut for making this transaction happen. Like it's like a service fee.
Mm-hmm. It's on the blockchain though. That's what they call it.
Yeah.
It's weird. I don't get it. Either way, skipping on to that.
Because neither of us know what the hell we're talking about.
Yeah, neither of us really know what the fuck we're talking about. I tried it. It did not work. Let's talk about the limitless drug. Have you actually heard of this shit?
I don't know what you're talking about. I do remember a podcast. Is it David Sinclair or something like that? He talked about them working on a drug. I think it's at Harvard, working on a drug that could slow aging, reverse aging, not in the magical way that you're thinking about, but damage done to your body that age also causes. Right. You could repair a lot of that. So you could set your biological clock back 10, 15 years. So you could extend your life. It doesn't actually make you younger. But
see, I don't know if modafinil, that's what it's called. One second.
He even talked about wanting to, whenever they got it right, it would profit for him because this would be a ton of sales. But he wanted them to put it in the drinking water of the United States, so everybody could just get it for free, but the government would be paying him for
that supply,
putting it in the supply, and that's guaranteed supply for the whole country. That's a lot of money, so I can see why he would love for that to happen. But yeah, that would be awesome. I don't know if that's the same thing.
It pretty much is. So the limitless drug, just like in the movie that Bradley Cooper was in, it's called modafinil. It's an actual drug. So modafinil is actually used to help people who have narcolepsy, obstructive sleep apnea, or shift work sleep disorder to stay awake during the day. But if you don't have any of that, it'll actually like really boost you in a great way. It helps with memory. It makes sure you're operating at 100%. You're putting in all that you can. Usually you don't think it's possible, but modafinil allows me to do it. It's a burst of energy, increased focus. It's almost like, have you seen that Alpha Brain shit with nootropics?
Yeah, I just ordered some for the first time. Try it out.
It's all right. I think it's a lot of placebo, but modafinil is super cool.
There's caffeine in it, and I think the caffeine probably has a bigger effect than anything else.
That's true. Yes, but Limitless is a movie. I would take Limitless pills, and yes, it is a movie.
But just like the whole plot of the movie that we didn't get on the promo for it, what's the side effects?
I don't know what the side effects are, and I'm not going to read into them.
Yeah.
Because I'm never going to take modafinil. But I think it's pretty cool. I'm pretty sure
there was a big consequence in the movie for taking it, so...
There's probably got to be one in real life.
Exactly.
I'm sure Joe Biden's on that shit.
When I took my psychopharmacology class, and it was all about medication, antidepressants, narcolepsy, lithium for
lithium, the good
lithium
stuff.
For bipolar, antipsychotics for anything anything related to disorders like that. That's a medication. We had a class over all that, and the one thing, my teacher was amazing, Dr. Love. She was amazing.
Oh, you told me about Dr. Love.
Dr. Love. She was older at the time, and she just started teaching there, and she had been a professor and researcher at Harvard, Johns Hopkins, some other school that I'm sure is way more prestigious, and I just can't remember which one it is. And she wanted to retire, and take it easy. So she was like Michigan or something like that, where it's cold. She wanted to retire in a warm place, so she came down to Tyler, UT Tyler, and was like, I'll teach these idiots.
That's probably what she thought.
I'll teach these idiots. I'll teach these scrubs, and it'll be easy, and I won't have to work that hard, and it'll be warm environment, all that stuff, and kind of coast in retirement and still get paid to do stuff. And she still ran a clinic for abused children.
Damn,
so she
cool.
still practiced outside of school. But going through her class, she was crazy smart. I got the second or third highest grade on our first exam, and this was a post-grad class. So this was a master's levels class.
And you're an undergrad.
And I was an undergrad.
Oh,
I got the second or third highest grade on the test, but my grade was a 48. She was trying to bring Harvard John Hopkins stuff to UT Tyler, and it did not work.
Yeah.
Everybody bombed. Everybody. Dang. There was 100 people in a master's level program at UT Tyler, and they all got 30s on her test.
Oh my God.
And it was bad.
I hate when teachers take their tests. Like, did you have guys?
She came to class and she was actually stunned and shocked. She was like, how can it be this bad? I don't know. Because she was so used to the highest level that coming down to like a basic psychology class at UT Tyler was just like, no, man, we're not changing the world here, guys.
Yeah, no.
So, but on that test, she taught us about all these different medications, their action potentials, how they affected your brain and how they affected the rest of your body. And you had to learn about every medication. And the biggest thing she was talking about is we don't fully know how any of them work. Like a lot of this research for all these medications is trial and error and seeing how like you start with rats and everything else. How do you respond? So, some of them is like Tylenol. Like with Tylenol, people have been taking it long enough. If you take too much, it hurts your liver. So don't take too much. If you take a little bit, we have a long case study of human existence taking them to where it ain't going to hurt you, and headaches tend to go away.
Right.
So here's some Tylenol. It seems to work, and it doesn't have any side effects. All these other crazy drugs, they've tried them out on different stages, and they keep moving up. And if it seems to cure the side effects of the problem, they keep working on it and tweaking it and perfecting it. But they don't 100% know exactly every neuron, every neurotransmitter, everything that happens and how it actually affects your body. They just try it long enough and see if anything horribly negative happens.
And if it doesn't,
and it correlates with improved behavior or relief of the problem, then yeah, let's go with that one then. Let's try that. So whenever you go to a psychiatrist and you say you're depressed, they start you out on one. You try it for a while. And if you don't like it and it doesn't work, okay, you go back and they try another one. Try another one. Try another one. They have 50 of them.
Right.
And you just start cycling through them.
Oof, I feel like that wouldn't be
to
good.
see how it works. So we don't know how anything works.
That's so crazy to me. Have you seen the people that do like clinical trials? Like they get paid, like they'll pay
the people who go through them?
Yeah, they're like, we'll pay you $7,000 for 6 weeks of taking this medication. Would you do something like that?
No.
Why?
Hell no. I've never been that hard up for cash.
But what if it was like something you've taken? What if it's like, hey, we're working on Tylenol, plus 10. Like we're working on.
No, if it's, I'll give you Tylenol for 6 months. Fine. But if it's Tylenol and then some, what's the and then some?
Well, that's why they're testing it on you.
That might make you infertile. That might make you go bald. That might cause heart damage that you can't reverse. Like,
I know somebody that
I'm not risking nothing with my body for $2,000.
Dude, I know somebody that they do that, and I was like, I wonder how. Because I've always thought, like, how do they have money? And I'm like, we do clinical trials, and I'm like, bro, there is no way. I've looked into it one time, dude. They want so much blood work and so much background.
Yeah,
like,
blood work, background, all that stuff, totally fine with. Can you guarantee me that, like,
I'm not gonna be pissing frogs?
I'm not gonna be impotent.
Yeah.
Can you guarantee me it won't make me bald
or infertile?
Or can you guarantee
you got to sign that shit away though? Like,
can you guarantee me it won't give me Crohn's disease where I'm gonna have gross shits for like? Can you guarantee me that? Well, no, we're learning what the side effects are. Okay, well then I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Like, no,
I've never.
And if it does happen, if that does happen, one of those bad things, can I sue you?
Right.
For the life affecting cost of that? Nope, you signed a waiver.
Let me ask you
this. Then no, I'm not doing it.
Let me ask you this.
No way.
How much would somebody have to pay you to donate a testicle?
Am I allowed to freeze sperm ahead of time?
Yeah, sure.
If I'm allowed to freeze sperm ahead of time, probably surprisingly low.
Well, how much?
Why do I need it if I already freeze the sperm?
$5,000, $10,000. You got to go through the surgery though, and you can
surgery, right? And surgery's free. Everything's paid for.
Everything's paid for. Yeah. How much to donate a nut?
Bro, I would say 100, so I could negotiate down to like 40 or 50.
So
40 or 50,000.
So 40, you do it for 40 racks,
and then they could probably strong arm me into 20. Like,
so if they're like, it's really not in the budget. We could do 20 though. You'd be like, okay. It wouldn't be like Pawn Stars where they're like, best I can do is
okay, but give me 6 months so I can have like my own locker at the sperm bank of like, this is his whole locker.
Is all his nut.
So just in case we can have chance after chance after chance, like I'm just worried about the sperm, not the nut.
Damn, that's crazy. Okay,
you could probably end up convincing me with the right situation. Just 20 grand.
20 grand.
Yeah.
Donate a nut. Fuck a clinical trial, but you can take one of my nuts.
Because I know the consequences of that one, and I can prepare for it.
What if a tattoo artist is like, yo, and this is some crazy scenario, right?
Mm-hmm.
What if the government came to you and were like, all right, Tyler, if you can get your entire nutsack tattooed, blacked out, but we'll pay for the rest of your living costs, all your food for the rest of your life, but you have to do it in one session. You have to get your nutsack blacked out. Do you think you could do it?
I am overly confident about my pain tolerance.
You think you could get your nutsack blacked out to get all
your
bills paid for?
But I think I'd be better at it than most people. I am weirdly confident about my pain tolerance and willingness and ability to like zone out and just let it happen.
Just
like,
fuck me up. Just
yeah,
fuck me up.
I'm confident in my ability to suffer physically. I think I have that one weird trait of being able to do that.
That would hurt.
Does that make me a sociopath? I don't know how any
Maybe.
of that works, but I'm weirdly confident that
You just disconnect yourself from the pain.
I could do it. Yeah,
Dude, I don't think I could do it.
I'd probably no. I'd be confident. It might be Dunning-Kruger. I might be confident that I could do it, and then the first two, like, zzz, okay, I'm out and I'm done and I quit. That would be hilarious to watch, but I would attempt it.
God, it would hurt so bad. Have you seen the guys that get like their dicks tattooed?
I haven't seen them, but I mean, I would assume it's a thing.
You look that stuff up. I'm just kidding. I'm fucking with you. Do you know you have to have your dick hard for them to tattoo?
Oh my god, no! I mean, now
that
that you say it, that makes so much sense. But no,
like it was like on Vice News, and this guy's like, I got my dick tatted, and they were like, so what was that like? And they're like, you have to have it hard the entire time, and I'm like, that would be so.
Does the tattoo artist charge a premium for having to manipulate?
I don't know.
Like, even if it's a small tattoo on your arm costs X amount of money.
Most
a small tattoo on a hard dick ends up costing 10 times more because I have to deal with that.
They usually do it by time. They don't really care about where it's at. There's usually a minimum. Like
they
every
don't care about where it's at if it's like on your ass or something random. But you go that far, the tattoo artist might be like, dude, you're gonna have to pay a little extra.
You want me to tattoo a starfish?
Because like I'm not gonna like this is gonna be in my brain and I can't forget having to do this. So
yeah.
I bet they charge a premium for that.
They probably do. It's like, all right, dick tats? Yeah, that's going to be
Any
double.
tattoo artists out there willing to
Yeah, hey, anybody?
No, they're out there working, so they're busy right now.
Tattoo my chocolate starfish.
Yeah.
Speaking of tattoos, let's go ahead and switch it.
I do want them.
You do want tattoos?
I want somebody. I've told myself I want to do kind of your setup.
American traditional?
It's not one connected sleeve. It's not one big piece. It's random, just black. Mm-hmm. Arm sleeve of traditional kind of style stuff. But
what would be the first one you get?
But I have to put on it 20, 30 pounds of muscle first. I'm not going to be a scrawny guy with a scrawny arm with tattoos. It's too meth addict for me. I can't. Yeah.
This did give me motivation to hit the gym because I was like, well, I'm tatted.
Yeah.
Can't
like exactly. So until that happens, I'm not going to get one. But when that does happen, I'm immediately getting one.
Okay. What's going to be the first thing you get? You thought about it?
I don't know. I haven't thought about it that much. I really don't care. I don't have any. When I was younger, I had this paper drawn out of all these things that I've wanted. I planned out tattoos and drew them and sketched them myself. And at the time, I thought they were so deep and meaningful and sentiment, like all this stuff. And then I found it in like a junk drawer, like 5 years later. And I was like, I was just so thankful.
Yeah, you're like
so thankful that I was too poor to get one of those.
Yeah.
Whenever I wanted them. Because they were so douchey,
so terrible too. Probably
the douchiest.
Barbed wire,
yeah, not that, yeah, not barbed wire, but honestly more pretentious douchey than that. But now I kind of conceded to the idea of like, yeah, just do a traditional thing and don't put meaning to it.
Yeah,
if you put meaning to it, the meaning's going to run out or the meaning's going to flip and you'll regret it. So
see, most of mine don't have meaning. Some do, but for the most part, I was like, that looks cool.
You cool to talk about the ones you do have meaning to or no?
Yeah. So this one's from my grandfather. So it's like a skull. This is like right after he passed. So skull, of course, and he was dappered up.
And his slick look,
slick look. Libra. This is my Libra sign.
You believe in that?
No.
Oh.
But I thought it looked.
But
cool
no. I'm not judging. I just didn't know if you actually did or not.
No,
I've never asked you.
No, but when people see it, they're like Libra,
bro.
So for people that the Scorpion. I'm not a Scorpio. This has nothing. But this does have meaning. So IGTHYO. It's good to have you out. I've always said that. Love and loyalty.
You've always
I always said it's good to have you.
I've never until you said that just then. I've never considered did you have a slogan besides shiggity 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 whatever?
It's good to have you out as my shit.
It's good to have you've said that since you were
16,
15, 16, and you would say it in places that it didn't fit.
fit.
You were at their house, and you were walking out of their front door.
It's good to have y'all out.
And on your way out of their house, you would say it was good to have you out. Yeah,
that was my shit. That was
your exit move.
That was my exit move. Yeah. But the lunar eclipse, of course, because I go by lunar. And I got the mom one, of course, but the rest of it doesn't really have a meaning. Bop. I got this one for Cass because she's my bop, my little boppers. So I got the comic.
Wait,
book
you said that like that's a thing. What is a little bopper?
Bop. So bop like comic book. They're like bop, pow, bam.
Yeah, she's your bop because you beat her, or what?
No, she's my little bopalop. That's like my nickname for her.
Oh, okay. You know what I mean? You said that like there was a rational connection there.
No. Oh, it used random. To be boop, and then it turned to bop. So that's like her nickname for me is like boppers.
Gotcha. Nice.
Do you?
That's for life, bro. That's with her. That's for. Well, luckily it's not her name.
Yeah, thank God. So if I break up,
sorry, Cass. Yeah, exactly. Sorry, Cass. I didn't mean that.
Fucking over, bitch. No,
but yeah,
that's kind of why I did it.
It's vague enough.
Yeah. If you get somebody's name on you, I heard it's a big curse. So it's like
yeah. You don't want to curse it like that.
Do that.
Yeah, that's bad juju.
Very bad juju.
Do you have juju? I don't know.
Do you not have a nickname for Allie?
No.
Does she have a nickname for you?
Baby.
Baby. Y'all are already on babe and baby.
Yeah, just that stuff.
How long?
She says hun and
hun,
honey, sweetie.
That's that southern.
Just
shit.
The normal,
right?
Like generic stuff.
Who called each other babe first? You or her?
She did, but it was in like a knee-jerk reflex moment
babe.
Before any of us ever said it. It was I think it was in a car, and somebody cut me. I don't remember the situation, but I'll pretend like I do just to prove the point. But it was somebody cut us off, and I had to slam on the brakes, and she was, oh, babe, and then she was like, oh, I'm sorry I called you babe.
Calling you babe?
Yeah, no. She was like, oh, I'm sorry I called you babe. That was too soon. So that was she called me that.
But it's flattering, right?
Oh hell yeah! Oh, I loved it.
You're like, yeah, baby, I got you.
Oh no! I was being a douchebag. It was oh yeah, no, it's cool. And then I wanted to. I had to I had to stop myself from saying it 15 times after that.
Really?
Before I finally did. Okay, give it another month before
Right. But y'all are calling each other babe now.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's dope. That's kind of how it should be, man. You guys have been Are y'all official now?
Yeah.
How long y'all been official?
Official?
Like a referee with a whistle.
Man.
A month, 2?
Month?
4 weeks, 3 weeks?
Official. I don't remember the date of official. I don't remember the timeline of official. But our first date was 3.5 months ago. So it's still real early.
Yeah, it's super early.
But it's going so well.
It's going
so well. It doesn't feel like it's that early.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Really I'm glad you found somebody that's on your wavelength. Switching gears completely.
All right.
Have you seen professional arm wrestling?
Yeah, on ESPN The Ocho when I was 18 or 24 or whatever.
Dude, I've been really getting into it.
So you continued to follow professional.
I didn't know it was that. I didn't know it was a thing then.
Yeah, dude,
I follow it now.
Serious.
There's a dude named Devin Larrett who's massive. He's an ex-Navy SEAL, fucking 6'5", 280.
And one thing I do know about professional arm wrestling, brute strength isn't the game.
No, it's a lot of technique.
It's a lot of technique.
A lot of the wrist and
wrist action and thumb. Thumb, wrist action, stuff like that. Yeah.
But Devin Larrett just went up against this guy named Levon, who's I think he's from Georgia, but he not our Georgia, but or Georgian.
The country of Georgia.
Yeah, the country of Georgia or whatever. But this dude, so Devin Larrett weighs 285 and he's 6'5". He's a massive dude. You look at his arms, good Lord. But this Levon dude is 6'3", and he's 390. And so Devin Larrett's going up against this guy.
He's a cannonball of a human
dude.
being.
It literally is just a meat wad.
Yeah.
But he was a scrawny dude 10 years before. He's a scrawny dude. And then Devin Larrett was like, all right, man, you just need to stack on muscle.
And he just shot himself up.
But he beat Devin Larrett 6-0. They went 6 rounds and just waxed him. But when you're talking about, and there's another guy, his name's Dennis something, and he's called the Russian Hulk. And dude, he can't, these guys work their arms out so much they can't even straighten their arms out. They can't do this. So they walk around like this all the time. Yeah. It's absolutely hilarious.
I do have to thank you for something real quick.
What?
I've never experienced this feeling before. I never knew what it was like talking to one of my friends who didn't care about sports when I talked to them about football or basketball. I was like, yeah, no, but like he's the greatest running back ever. He's the greatest quarterback ever.
You felt that when I was talking to
I
you.
just now felt what that's like. I could not give less of a shit
Right?
about any of that.
I know.
And I just had to nod my head and go along with it. And
That's anytime you talk about anything of any other sport.
any other sport, this is the first time in my life
Mm-hmm.
I was on the other side. And now it's like, dude, I'm sorry.
You
That
and
sucks.
Clint make me suffer through that. I'm like, yeah, he's
sucks. I just
he's a good
empathized
running
with
back.
you for the first time. We just did it live, empathizing with you for the first. That I don't care at all.
But now you know how I feel.
If I could spend $200
You know how
to
I
get
feel.
that like 30 seconds of explanation removed from my memory,
You would take
I
it.
would do it
You would pay it with
because I'm resentful that you took the time to tell me about it. And now I can imagine what it's like when I'm like, bro, Kyrie, the way Kyrie's acting, now he's trying to go back to the Lakers, of course, because Westbrook is like sucking dick and he's terrible at it now. You're probably sitting there, eyes glazed over, like, can you just shut the hell up? Nobody cares.
Man.
I mean, all I can say is thank you. Now I'll be way more empathetic talking about sports to people who don't care about sports. That sucks.
Mm-hmm. That's why I brought it up, because I knew you didn't give a fuck about it.
Oh, man.
Switching another gear. Let me ask you this. Somebody in the chat was like, 16 years later, I finally empathized with you.
Yeah, for the first time.
This is a really random question. So if you had to get plastic surgery, gun to your head, had to get plastic surgery, what would you get?
But not like a fantasy plastic surgery of like something that doesn't exist now, but magically you could make it happen. Like plastic surgery that is available today.
Yes, plastic
That
surgery.
could functionally be done today.
Yes. What plastic surgery would you get today if you had to, gun to your head? Somebody's like, you got to do this.
I'd probably mess with my nose.
You get a nose job?
Yeah, I got a
think
big
your
nose.
nose is fine. It's pretty straight.
It's not massive, but
You would get it smaller?
millimeters. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I'd shave it down some. Shave my nose down some.
I would probably get a nose job as well.
Yeah.
Or I would get elf ears.
Really?
Fuck it, why not?
That's a bold move, bro.
Just fucking pointy fucking
You ain't
ears.
trying to never go back to an office, are you? You're
Yeah.
trying to
I'm
stay working at home.
I'm trying to wear a hat all the time.
You're trying to stay working at home.
Or get my tongue
Can you
split.
imagine going into a real job interview with elf ears?
Like real elf ears.
Real elf ears. Because people can say, like, this is one thing I love is like people are like, tattoos getting more accepted. They're creeping into more
Yeah.
acceptable at work and stuff. Some places will still make you wear long sleeve shirts. Like,
Mhm.
like you can have them. We're not going to not hire you, but like go into a meeting with clients and stuff. Can you cover, that
Yeah.
kind of thing? But it's still a capitalistic society. They can still just say no. And like,
Yeah.
if they hire you, firing you is way harder.
Mhm.
So if you come in with elf ears tatted on the face, all this stuff, like that's discriminating, that's bad. Yeah, fine. But also we got to sell stuff to a client. And if they don't like it, then we don't make money and you don't have a job anymore either.
Very true.
So coming in with elf ears, trying to get a job is going to be real tough.
That is real tough. If you had to get a face tat,
Mm.
what face tat would you pick?
Had to get a
to.
Oh, well, I've got a cheapskate like cop out on this one.
What?
I would get like one of those
You
bullshit
can't.
things where it's like a mole right here, or like the eyebrow liner, like some kind of
No.
thing that's like the makeup face
No,
tats.
you can't do that.
I would do one of those.
It has to be
Okay.
like I picked this design and I put it on my face.
like Gucci Mane, like
yes,
it's
like
gotta
an ice cream
be-
cone or a cross in the middle of your forehead or fear of God on your
oh
eyelids.
no, okay,
What would you get?
an anchor,
Where would you get it? Under your eye?
like one of those little small Navy anchors. It'd be
Yeah.
stolen valor, so that's probably super bad.
Stolen
But
valor.
I would do it because at least, even if it is stolen valor and I'd get my ass beat on multiple occasions, somebody asking me like, what division were you in? I don't even know if it's called division. That's how much I don't know
Wait, you can't
about
get
being
a
in the military.
tattoo of an
But-
anchor?
No, it's just, I think it'd be like a Navy thing.
Oh, okay.
And it's like, you weren't in the Navy. It's like, yeah, but at least the people who see it would go, oh, well, he's a Navy guy, so he got really into the Navy for a while. It's not an
Yeah.
ice cream cone. It's just like, oh, he's a sociopath. Like, he's a crazy person.
Yeah.
He doesn't. That dude doesn't care. Not sociopath. That's wrong. That dude just really doesn't care. I don't want them to think he doesn't care. At least with an anchor, even if somebody from the Navy kicked my ass like 3 times a year, every year for the rest of my life, at least the people who didn't know would go like, "Oh, he really cared about the Navy and made a bad decision." Like
He
I
really
want
cared
I want
about
it
the
to
Navy.
be attached to something that people wouldn't think he doesn't give a shit about life or anything in general. So I would at least do that.
A gun on your fucking face.
Yeah.
Like AK-47.
Teardrop. So it's like, oh, he was in jail. Like,
Yeah.
I would want him to assume the most positive thing possible. And I would think military is as close to that as you could get. Like, so I'd go anchor.
It's a good one.
And just take the beatings from guys in the Navy.
See, I'd probably do like a crescent moon, like under one of my eyes or something.
Yeah.
Just to, I don't know. I feel like that would be. I used to think.
Where does your face stop? So could I get it under my jaw to where like it's kind of hidden? It has to be visible.
You can't cop out. You can't do that.
Yeah, you can't do cop outs. Then anchor somewhere. Stupid little bitty anchor.
No, that would be a pretty good one.
I wouldn't lie and tell people I was in the Navy. I just like that they would assume I was.
You don't look like you were in the Navy, though. Dude, look at you.
Bro, I know some people in the Navy. It's not the SEALs.
At least people in the Navy have drinking problems that are fat.
Navy SEAls are Navy SEAls, but people in the Navy aren't Navy SEAls.
That's there's a difference between the SEAls and people in the Navy.
There's difference between the guy mopping the boat
versus the guy doing recon
versus
missions.
Jocko Willink.
Yeah,
like there's a big gap between Jocko Willink and the guy slopping sloppy joes on the tray.
That's so
like,
true.
I'm not no disrespect. I'm sorry, support the troops. Disrespect, support the troops. Like you've done more than I have, so I'm not saying that. I didn't even sign up to do that. So they win on that one. But physically, physical requirement wise, there's a big difference.
Speaking of physical requirements, do you remember the first time you ever saw a titty?
Yes.
When?
I
want to hear it. I want to hear it. And he goes, and then after you're done, I'm going to tell mine.
So I was at my dad's house, and my sister had a friend over. Mm-hmm. My older sister had a friend over, and the house was weird, and they converted like this back sunroom into like a closed-in room, but they didn't install like real serious doors.
Okay.
So there was these wobbly, thin French doors that you pull and they spread open, and it went straight into her bed and then other stuff everywhere else. And my dad and stepmom or somebody's cooking dinner, and my sister and her friend were in a room, and they say, "Go get Megan. Dinner's ready. Let them know. Come to dinner." I was like, okay, cool. And I went and I heard them talking. So when I heard him talking, those wobbly French doors, I peeked through the crack in the French doors, but I had my hands on the handle, so the door was already wobbly. So like the door was moving, but I peeked through the thing, and my sister wasn't. On God. On God. My sister wasn't, but her friend had just like taken her shirt off, and she didn't have a bra on, and I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. And then, but like the doors are moving. And then so the doors moving made them turn their heads and go, what? And then Megan started running towards the door, and like it was starting to open. And she was like, you perv, blah, 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 blah. She thought I was like peeping Tomming them and stuff and like being a creep. And like I wasn't, but kind of, I mean, I guess technically if you took a snapshot of that moment, I was,
like peeping Tom.
I was, but like that wasn't anything I was actually doing.
Right.
And so walked in, lifting up her shirt. They drop and wobble, and then like they start yelling at me, and I run away. I'm like, I didn't mean to. That was the first time.
How old are you?
Ooh, I don't remember.
Were you old enough to know what a peeping Tom was?
Probably not, unless somebody made a joke about it on like Disney of being like a weirdo, like look at in an innocent way.
Yeah.
But maybe like 5th grade, 6th grade.
So you were a kid, dude.
Yeah, I was a kid.
Didn't know
5th grade, 6th grade, something like that.
That's hilarious.
So those are the first ones.
The first titty I ever saw was when I was staying with my dad when he lived at a trailer park out in the middle of nowhere. I don't even know where it was, but I went to this person's, I think it was one of his friends. It was him, or it was my dad's friend and his wife and their son. I was friends with the son, of course, because I was a kid. Mm-hmm. His mom came in and she just had like a baggy t-shirt on. She's like, "You boys want anything to drink?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'd love a water.
Some milk."
Yeah. Well, and then he was like, "Yeah, I'll take a water or whatever." And then I'm telling you, like a loose neck T-shirt, like the neck went down to like here, and she bends over, and I just remember seeing her fucking
everything
titties
fall
just
out,
swinging, and I was just like, and I was probably like 11. I was like, tits! I was like, I'd never seen these before. Like immediately got bricked up.
Oh, really?
I was yes, dude.
See, I didn't in mine. Mine had fear afterwards.
I got
of
bricked.
getting in trouble.
She didn't know I didn't get caught.
Yeah.
She didn't know I was looking.
You got to be in your own mind about it.
Yeah, I was just bricked up immediately. I was like, oh my God, that's awesome.
So what I've heard from friends who were gay in the past and like having arguments with homophobic people in the past was they're like, if a homophobic person ever says being gay is a choice.
Isn't there a gay gene?
I don't know about that. But I don't know.
Okay.
They would say like, one of the comebacks to it is like, so what you're saying is it's a choice. So there was a day I chose to be gay. All right. So when did you choose to be straight? And it's like, I didn't. I just saw some boobs and got super excited. And it just, you didn't choose to get excited about that. It just like, yep, I like that.
Yeah.
That's just what I like. So yeah.
I was definitely put in enough scenarios where I could have been gay, but I just wasn't into it.
It wasn't exciting.
Yeah, all I did was hang out with boys. When I was growing
exactly.
up.
And we were I feel like we were one of the last generations that still did. I don't think they do anymore. Still did the full on nude showers in the locker room, strip. Like, yep, that's what life's gonna be like. So get used to it. Dudes are just naked around each other and like. Yeah, I don't think they do that anymore. I'm sure they don't. Now that there's phones and cameras everywhere, there's no way they can have 12-year-old kids in a locker room at PE showering together when they all have their phones in their hand. There's no way that still happens.
No. There's no way they're doing that. We're way too soft now.
Yeah.
There's no way they're doing that shit, man. I honestly, in middle school and in high school, I never showered in the public showers. I only did that when I marched drum corps. I never did that. Because the thing is, dude, if somebody at high school would have seen my dick, man, they would have laughed at me for years to come because my shit ain't nothing to show. It's like it's always cold down there. You know what I mean? My thing ain't swinging like that. I do not have a knee knocker. I do not have a baby's arm. My shit is small. All right, I'm going to go with the question that you had brought up, and it was the Russia question. Do you remember it?
Yeah. So if stuff pops off with Russia, if stuff gets real, World War III, even if it's less than World War III, but like we've got to mobilize, and they're like, all right, every man under 40 or 50 or whatever, everybody's drafted, everybody's enlisted, you got to go. And they just give you a gun and outfit. You do basic for a month and like just to do normal, like here's how you pull the trigger type stuff. And then you got thrown into like what our great grandparents or grandparents, whatever, got thrown into to where it's like, hey, you were working bagging groceries at the local grocery 5 and dime.
Yeah.
And then we just came and picked you up, and now you're on fucking storming the beaches of Normandy.
You're on enemy lines.
A, do you think you could even physically get yourself to do it? And then B, do you think you could actually fight your way through it?
A, I think the physicality part, I could. I work out quite a bit. The only thing that would get me is the stamina. Mm-hmm. Now, B, the mental aspect. The mental aspect, seeing people die and like shooting guns and
not people. The dude you've been hanging out with for months, like you get to know him. Your buddy next to you, just
one shot, like that.
But then it's happening everywhere.
Yeah. It's like that would probably ruin me. And like I think I could survive because I can be a coward when I need to be.
Well, I mean, it's a lot of luck. Yeah, like did that artillery shell land on top of you or 500 feet away? Like, yeah,
that's very true.
But
I think I would die pretty quick.
You think you would keep moving forward? You would keep fighting. You would lock in and go all out. Like you would be, you would be the soldier that's like, yes, sir, let's go and charge.
Hell no,
without resistance.
I know. I would try to come up with every excuse in the book to get out of it. I would say, I'm flat-footed.
Shoot yourself in the foot.
Yeah, shoot myself in the foot.
But they have ways. One thing a lot of people don't know about World War I and World War II and like wars before and since then. They have ways of tracking a fight. Even back in the day before these kits and stuff, they could tell by the gunpowder if you shot yourself in the foot or if you got shot in the foot. If they found out you shot yourself in the foot, there was like execution style punishment. So your own people would take you out and hang you for desertion style stuff. So like you can't just shoot yourself in the foot and get away with it because they'd be able to find out from the gunpowder.
I would probably, if I found out I was getting drafted, I'd probably like break both my arms and be like, I'm out. And then just take that. And then, 6 weeks to heal.
But this thing though, like if they suspect you did that and you get executed for dereliction of duty, then you're dead either way.
They can't do that these
Yeah.
days. These days?
Well, you're saying these days, but in these days, we're not in that all-out war that we used to be in.
True.
Now put these days to where it's flipped on its head, to where we're in all-out war. This country won't survive if we don't win this. So us being nice about your preferences, yeah, okay, sue us after we win, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you're going to sue it, but we got to win first. So
Now,
no, we're not putting up with that.
Something you didn't preface it with, if I knew that my freedom was at stake, I'd fight like a motherfucker for it.
America's over.
But if
America's over. Russia, China, whoever's in charge now.
Like Russia's like, hey, we're taking over. I'll be like, no, fuck that.
You're a second-class citizen because you're not Russian.
Yeah.
You're a colony outpost who's oppressed by them.
Yeah, no.
That's what's on the line.
I would not do that.
Yeah.
I would fight my ass off to keep my freedom and to stay.
I like to think I would.
Yeah.
I really do. I like to think I would, and I think I'd be a good soldier.
Even though this country seems like it's gone to shit, it's way better than a lot of other countries, bro.
No,
we're just way too soft.
No, I've never gotten to that point. I've been in college, and like I can do the pick out things about America you don't like, and to pick out the things we do wrong. Like it's not that you don't just dislike it; it's like actually do wrong. Mm-hmm. There are a lot of bad things about it. Pick the next best place to be.
Dude, I've thought about it. I'm like,
pick the next best place to be.
Pretty good here, man.
And then learn about history.
Yeah.
Go back 5,000 years until now. Get a time machine and go back to the one place you'd rather be than here right now.
Don't worry, I'll wait.
Yeah.
I've been to other countries.
No.
I'm telling you, we haven't figured out here.
Water.
Yeah, I can turn on that sink and drink it.
No. It's not just us turning on the sink. Because when you go to Mexico, you go to Africa, you go anywhere.
You don't
South
drink
America,
that water.
They can turn on the sink and drink their water. But they can also come here and turn on the sink and drink our water. If we go there and turn on the sink and drink their water, we're done. You know why? Because we don't have to adapt to those things they have.
Yeah.
So just anybody from around the world could come here and drink the water, eat the food, everything. Like you don't have those concerns now. America around the world is known as a violent place for tourists.
Yeah.
So like, you know, like how people in America are like, gotta be careful going to Mexico.
Yeah.
They might be more like from other, like if you're from New Zealand or something, they're like, oh, you're going to America? You've got to plan. There are streets you don't go on. You will die if you do this. It's like us going to Juarez or something.
Right.
That's how they look at it coming to America.
Or some shit,
like America is a dangerous place. Yeah. But if you go to the wrong neighborhood.
Or Detroit,
yeah, but that's where they're traveling when they go, let's go to New York. And
yeah, well, New York, motherfucker.
There's a few wrong streets that you don't go on. But if you don't know that, then it's bad. So we are a violent place and there are bad things. But I've never been the down on America guy.
No, me either.
Never.
I've been to other countries, bro, and I'm telling you right now, we have it fucking made here. I remember when I went to the Philippines when I was 14. I was there for 30 days. When I came back, I was like, thank God. Because like there, they still recycled glass bottles. They didn't have paved roads.
We should recycle glass bottles too. What do you mean?
I know, but you don't have to.
They have to.
There, they write your name down when you buy one.
Yeah.
So if you don't return it, you get a negative credit.
That means we're running out of glass because of you, so you have to pay a fine because we can't get more glass.
They'll charge you double for it. Like here, it's like you throw it away. Like fuck recycling, it doesn't matter. Like we don't have to abide by any of that. But like, in the cost of living there is like a 20th of what it is here. Like a $20 bill lasted me an entire month. I remember we went down there. My mom would give me like I think it was like $200 for the month. I didn't even get through all of it. But they gave me they took a $20 bill. We went to a currency exchange. They exchanged it. They gave me 1,000 pesos. Stack of paper.
Yeah.
And then I went to a place to try to like buy a Starbucks or whatever, like a coffee. And the guy was like, I can't break that bill. It's too big of a bill. He's like, go break it somewhere else. I was like fucking where?
Can anybody?
He's like, you're going to have to go to a bank.
Oh my!
I literally had to go.
So that stack you got, you're gonna have to triple it, or quadruple it, or more. So
yes.
You can actually buy.
I had to break it down to like $quarter of bills.
Yeah.
They had bills that were in quarters of dollars.
I can't remember what country it was, but I did see like a documentary. It wasn't directly about it, but they did mention how like it was some South American country, maybe El Salvador or something, to where the daily wage, like the average daily wage there. Not that it couldn't buy a single McDonald's burger here.
Yeah.
But the daily wage there couldn't buy a single like $1.90 whatever cheap burger there. Their average daily wage couldn't buy a single you could work all day long and not make enough money to buy a single, not full meal with sides and a drink and all this other stuff on it.
Yeah.
But you couldn't buy a single small burger, like what you get in number 2 at McDonald's, the 2 little mini burgers.
Yeah.
That, like one wouldn't fill you up. You couldn't even buy one of those with a full day's worth of work.
Damn. It's kind of how it is in Uruguay too, dude.
So it's not one thing I've always said is pull yourself up by the bootstraps thing. If hard work equaled profit around the world,
everybody would be rich.
There would be so many rich women in Africa who walk miles with so many pounds of water on their head and their neck just to bring water so they can survive another day. Those people down there working so they can at least get the money that won't even afford them a meal for a day. Like so many people work so hard around the world.
Yeah.
It is not about hard work.
No, it's not it. And there's some people that have to like the lithium for the batteries that they put in cars. And,
Francis Ngannou.
Yeah.
Is in that stuff.
Digging that shit out. And
with
it's
a stick.
Yeah.
They don't even give them shovels.
Yeah. They're like, here's a stick. Dig that shit
Go
out.
find a stick.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. Like it's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Like the level of comfort we have here. I think that's why we bitch more than anybody is because we have so much comfort.
Yeah.
Did you know the definition of oppression? Like you can't be oppressed if you know you're being oppressed. I learned that from that podcast, Yeonmi Park. She talked about that. She goes, the definition of oppression is not knowing that you're oppressed. So technically, everyone here is not oppressed because if you know you're oppressed, you're not oppressed.
Because you're complaining about it so much that you're aware of it and you're allowed to complain about it, then that's not oppression.
Yeah. Oppression is actually something that is subconscious that you don't even.
I would push back on that.
Shit, let me hit that vape, dude. Vape Nation. What flavor is this?
Banana ice.
Banana ice. This episode of the podcast is not sponsored by VaporLax Mesh, but it is sponsored by GG Subs.
Unless they would like for it to be, then you can send me as many as you would.
Yeah. That would be nice. Use code LOONAR at checkout, ggsubs.com. Use code LOONAR at checkout for 10% off your next order. I'm going to try this. This is called Banana Freeze.
Banana ice. Did you know?
Oh, wow, that's good.
Side note, did you know
that's actually really good.
That every candy and everything that's banana flavored,
wow, that tastes
the reason it doesn't taste like a banana you would eat today is because the chemical flavor that they created the banana flavoring off of is based off of a banana that's already gone extinct in like the 50s or 60s.
That banana is.
The banana flavor that's in banana, any candy.
That tastes like a straight up banana.
Any artificial banana flavoring.
Yeah.
Is based off of a banana that went extinct like 40, 50 years ago.
Damn, that's
crazy. So you can't even get one of those bananas anymore. They don't exist.
Wow.
That's why it doesn't taste like the
Do you eat
banana you get today. I like them. I will eat one. Banana pudding is in my top 5 favorite desserts.
Dude, I love banana pudding, bro.
Can't remember what we were talking about before.
We're just talking.
We're gone? Okay.
Dude, banana pudding is so good. You know what I've been on recently is like like I'll do a rice cake with a little bit of peanut butter, some bananas, honey, and cinnamon. Bro, I don't know who came up with like those flavors, but I will suck your dick. Those are good flavors those together. Are good.
Oppression. We were talking about that.
Oh, oppression, yeah. The good stuff. Let's get back into it.
Yeah, exactly. But no.
Wait a minute. Stop. Okay. Artificial strawberry flavor comes from a beaver's anal gland. Did you know that? He said, Let's fact check that.
Are you saying it directly comes from it? Because there ain't that many beavers out there to provide all the Starburst and Skittles.
Well, what if each beaver has a lot of anal juices?
You could, if you compare the beaver anal gland chemical to the artificial chemical, then they're similar. All right, I can believe that.
Well, that's like mascara. Is bat poop? It's guano, right? Bat guano. That's why it's so expensive.
No, it's not.
That's what they used to say, right?
Maybe it was at one point. It's not anymore.
I just don't see why you need.
There's not that much bat shit in the planet to supply that. That's physically impossible.
Somebody's job is to scrape bat shit off.
Yeah, but they don't poop enough to supply the world with mascara.
Vanilla too. That's what they say. Beaver's anal glands, dude. If you knew,
I don't buy none of it.
Let me ask you.
I don't have a thing in front of me to Google it. I don't buy it.
Let me ask you.
Maybe originally the first time they did it, yeah, but now, no way.
If you knew that every vape that you hit was made with elephant nut, would you still smoke it? That's a yes or no.
It's yes if I knew. Yeah, I'm that addicted. Yes, I'm addicted to nicotine. Yeah. If I knew, the only problem I would have with it is, does this harm the elephant population in any way? Am I stealing the nut from the next elephant from being born, so they're going extinct? Mm-hmm. If it hurts the animal population, I will stop. But just the idea of it being it's nice. They did a good job of mixing that stuff up.
Right? How did they make elephant nut taste so good? How did they make a beaver's anal gland taste like vanilla?
I still don't buy that. I'm out on that one.
You're going to have to do some research. You're going to have to DYOR on that one.
Maybe the original concoction, but they've figured out how to do it without that since then. There's no way. No.
Let me ask you this: what's something that is legal that seems illegal? I've been seeing this question float around a lot. What is something that's legal that seems illegal?
The aggressive way that a customer is allowed to talk to people who are working.
Okay, I can see that.
You are allowed to berate somebody on their job and say wild stuff to them.
And they
And
have to eat
other
it.
people are just watching it going, this person's crazy. You need to stop. But you can't go up and grab them and tell them to stop.
Yeah, you
You
can.
can't settle them down. You can't talk to them because then something happens and goes on. And the person working has to go, yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. The imbalance of being able to be wild to a person at work at a service job and what they're allowed to do back to you, it seems illegal to me.
It should be. I think there should be like a Karen law that if a cop sees you being
It can't
a Karen,
be it can't practically be a law because
I know,
I get that, but still
wouldn't it be
when
great
you
if you could
see
get
it, you know this should not be happening.
right? Wouldn't it be great though if you could get a ticket for it? Not arrested, but like it's just like, oh, you got caught with weed. Like here's a ticket. If you got caught being a Karen, you could get rid
My
of it.
emotions make me feel that way, yes.
Yeah,
But
like a disturbing.
if we're gonna get real practical, we're like no, I get why it's not. But like emotionally, when I see it happening, I'm like, take that person away, put them in handcuffs, like leave, get out of this part of society.
Yeah. Have you seen yourself be a Karen?
Yes,
I have.
Yes.
When's an instance you've seen yourself be a Karen?
I was at an airport, and I was coming back.
Airports, man.
I was coming back from Hong Kong, and I had went to Hong Kong with my carry-on bag, and I unzipped the thing to where it's the widest it can stretch out, the widest it can be, and it was full of stuff. And while I was in Hong Kong, I had bought some souvenirs and stuff for family, and it was hard to fit in the bag, so I threw away some of my own stuff.
I like clothes and shit?
Like clothes and stuff. So and like toothbrush, like my dot bag, everything. Like I can get another toothbrush when I get back. Who cares? So I threw away a bunch of stuff to make it all fit. And then I get to the airport on the way back, and they were like, "No, it's too big." And I was like, "No, look." And I carried it over to the little box they have to where like if it fits on here, it flies.
Yeah.
Put it in the box, and like I had to like
shove it
push
in,
it, like not like cram it, but I had to like push it down, but it fit. And they were like, no, it's too big. And I stood there and I was like, no, it's not. It fits in the box. It flew on 3 different planes to get here. And now you're saying it won't fly back magically somehow? This extra 2 ounces that I have over what I had last time is like it'll crash the plane? No. Yeah. And I just stood there, and the security person couldn't check everybody else that was going in, and stopped up everything. I was like, no, you're going to have to sit here and explain it to me why it flew here on 3 different planes, but it can't fly back, even though it fits in the box that you said that if it fits in this box, it can get on the plane.
So then what happened?
I stood there for a while, and I stopped, and I was like, all right, open it up. You pick what you're going to take out. And she's like, no, sir, I'm not going to touch your bag. I was like, no. You telling me I got to get rid of stuff. I'm not getting rid of anything. I'm not choosing to throw anything away. I laid it down on the ground. I was like, I want you to show me what I need to throw away that I can't bring back home because it won't fit, even though it fits in the thing it has to fit in. And it was probably 20 minutes of horribly embarrassing asshole Karen stuff of nobody else being able to move because of that. Yeah.
Damn,
that was my worst Karen moment.
That's a pretty bad one.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever done anything like that.
It fit in. I keep hitting this. It fit in the box.
Scoot it away from you. That'll help.
It fit in the box. If it fits in this, then it can fly. And then I put it in that, and they said, no, still, I won't let you. And I was like, you have a pretty clear delineation of what can get on this right now, and it fit the standards.
Damn.
And then you're just going to go out of your way to say no, so I got to throw stuff away? No.
Bro, that's pretty Karen.
Yeah, that was bad. That one got me.
Very Karen.
That one made me so mad.
You know, I feel like a Karen. Like it's so bad now that I feel like a Karen if I'm like specific at a restaurant. So if like I'm ordering something and I'm like, "What tequilas do you have?" I'm immediately like, "I'm a Karen."
Tequilas? Do you have? You feel that way?
Yes, I feel because
maybe I am a Karen because that doesn't bother me one bit.
No, well, because like I feel like being like I think I'm being more sensitized to it.
You don't want to be needy.
Yeah, you don't want to be needy, or you want to be like, well, what options do you have? Like, I want that instead of just going, I just want a margarita, and then they make it how you want. I'm like, margarita, but
or
do
if
you
you
have
don't,
Casamigos?
if you don't already know what they have before you order, you feel like what? Yeah.
Yeah, or they come like show you the list of tequilas, and you're like, I feel like a Karen. Like if they have to give too much care.
No. That's I would put that under the category of normal doing their job.
Okay, that's
because if you go just give me a margarita and they're like, do you like house? Yeah, house margarita, fine. Because you don't want to be a Karen and don't want to do that. Well, now they just missed out on an opportunity to upsell you a more expensive tequila. That means they get tipped more. That means they sold more. Like now you might have picked a tequila that margarita went from $12 to $20, and that's a few dollars on the tip.
Like, I will say this: I did have a Casamigos margarita the other day. Have you had Casamigos?
I don't think so,
dude. It's really good tequila, man. Yeah. I highly suggest anybody that's not had one.
I don't drink a ton of tequila, but
really, what's your drink of choice? Whiskey,
beer.
Oh, I guess
I like beer. Yeah,
my drink of choice is definitely right now. It used to be whiskey. I used to do on the rocks a lot. I'm going to tell you a drink that I really like, and I want you to tell me if you think it's gross. I drink something called an olive teeny.
I can already tell you, yes, I think it's gross.
It's like
I don't like martinis. I don't like olive juice. So
it's olive juice and Tito's.
Yeah, it's a martini. It's a dirty martini.
It's very fucking dirty. Extra.
It's an extra dirty martini.
Yeah. Would you drink something like that?
I would drink it.
Do you like olives?
I like olives. Like I like pickles, to where like I like them mixed in things.
But you could.
But I don't want.
Eat an olive.
I could, but I don't want to just eat an olive or just bite out of a pickle by itself. But if it's on something or part of something, I love it. But yeah, it's the same thing. So like a glass full of vodka, which vodka is my least favorite liquor, and olive juice, which is probably one of my least favorite juices.
Yeah.
Like nah, I wouldn't pick it. But if somebody gave it to me for free, I'd be nice and drink it and be fine. It wouldn't make a face or anything. But
do you think the reason your least, because my least favorite is vodka too, but I can weather through it. Do you think our least favorite drink or liquor is vodka because we got so fucked up on it when we were kids?
Could be, but I also think it's because it's the one that has the least amount of flavor. It has a strong flavor, but it doesn't have whiskey.
Rubbing alcohol,
whiskey has all vodkas are the same. I've listened to Freakonomics or something podcasts where they submitted a $20 vodka to a vodka competition with like connoisseurs, and
it won.
It got second place behind Belvedere or something like that. All vodkas are the same. They all taste the same. They all taste like permanent marker.
Oof,
and
that's a good way to put it.
They all taste like permanent marker. The only reason vodka is good is because you usually mix it with sugar. When it tastes like whatever sugar you mix it with. And so because of the lack of flavor of it, I don't know. Yeah. Gin at least has a flavor. It has juniper in it. And it's vodka with juniper in it. It at least has a juniper flavor.
Or elderflower.
Whiskey has the smoky or all the different ranges of that. Tequila, mezcals have all the smoky flavors and all the different ranges of that. Vodka, every single vodka tastes the same.
I'll never forget when I first had a mezcal with you.
It's so good.
And then you're like, it's smoky, right? I was like, yeah, it's very smoky. He's like, doesn't it taste like Copenhagen? Yep. And I was so grossed out.
You liked it until I said that.
I liked it, and I was like, I'll never drink mezcal again.
Once you made that mental connection, you
ruined it for me.
Yeah.
Literally.
Oh, damn, my bad.
Let's tell
because it's really good.
Speaking of dip, let's tell them the story about when we were in soccer playoffs, and you said that you left something on the field.
We already did that last time.
Did we?
Yeah.
I want to get a clip of it though.
Okay.
So
you want me to say it this time instead of you?
Yes,
saying it?
I'm going to preface the story so I can get a good clip of it. So there was one time in high school we were going to playoffs for soccer, and we were not good at all. Like we weren't good at all.
Our team was good.
Our team was good,
but me and you were not good.
We were not good at all, and we knew we weren't going to make it too far in playoffs. But I'll let Tyler tell the rest of the story.
So we went out, and I was brought along because I was at the high end of JV, and they let me travel with them. So I was one of the better people on JV, so they let us travel, but I wasn't actually on varsity, and I wasn't good enough to be, and I never was. But I stood on the sideline. It was freezing cold. I stood in a big jacket next to the heater the whole game, and never contributed anything to the game other than standing there going, all right, I just have to do this and all
Freezing
that.
My dick off.
And then we ended up losing the game. Before the game, all the seniors were giving these heartfelt speeches and crying, and they were super serious in the locker room. And they're like, this is the last time we're going to play together. And this has been our lives for years. And can you believe this? This is the one moment we have to, like, if we win this game, that means we get one more game together, and this is going to be one of the most impactful moments of our life. And I was in the back of the locker room while they were doing that, going like, bro. bro,
Yeah, this ain't that.
You need to have way more of a social life if this is that moment.
Yeah.
And so I didn't take that seriously. Got on the bus, did everything. I watched the game and was like, woo, go guys, yeah, but didn't really care.
Yeah.
And then we ended up getting smoked.
Like 9-1.
Yeah.
In a soccer game.
The team we lost to, I think, ended up winning state. They were really good, but we got smoked. And so everybody else got on the bus after that dopamine and adrenaline and serotonin just dump that they all lost. Like, they were so passionate about it, and then they got smoked and everything else. So everybody got back on the bus and was just completely deflated, emotional, upset, contemplating life. Oh my God, this is the last game I'll ever play.
Yeah.
All that stuff. And then sitting on the back of the bus with some friends, and our coach doing the Austin Powers in the movie thing, trying to back out of a spot, doing that. And he's working, trying to get out. And then we finally get out. And as he's driving out of the parking lot, I'm a very shy guy, quiet guy. I don't make myself the center of attention.
No.
I don't do anything. And super out of character for no reason. I just got this strong urge. And I stood up and I yelled from the back of the bus to the coach, who I never talked to, and he probably never liked me, and I wasn't a part of the team and didn't care. I was like, Coach! And he looked up, and I saw him look in the mirror, and I made eye contact with him in the mirror, and I was like, you gotta stop! And I was in like a panic, acting. I was acting panicked. And he probably took it really seriously because he never heard me talk before.
Yeah.
So, and so he made eye contact. I acted in a frenzy and a panic. Like, you gotta stop. Like, we ran over a dog.
Yeah.
And he slammed on the brakes, and the whole bus rocked. And everybody's like, oh, what? And they were all looking at me. And he was like, what? What is it? What's wrong? I said, Coach, we got to turn around. We got to go back. What? Tyler, what are you talking about? What's wrong?
Why?
I left my heart out on the field, Coach. I left my heart out on the field. We got to go back. And every single senior on that team that were crying before the game, crying after the game, that actually cared about it,
was so mad.
Probably will never forgive me for that, because I just undermined all of the serious sentiment they ever had for any of that.
Dude,
they were taking it so seriously, and I was like, there is too much. This is like a funeral right now.
Yeah. It was
and y'all are taking this so seriously. I just feel obligated to undermine absolutely everything about it. Yeah. So I left my heart out on the field, Coach. We got to go back.
I remember that, dude.
I didn't even have shin guards on because I knew I wasn't going in.
Yeah, and me and you.
I just put my cleats on and went.
Me and you just hung out the whole time, and like, I remember it was me, you, Clint. We had scored one goal.
Was it like?
It was Mount Pleasant.
Yeah,
we played Mount Pleasant, and we had scored one goal, and me, Tyler, and Clint go absolute ate shit. And it's like 35 degrees. We're like taking our shirts off, spinning around our head, and like we're losing.
Let's go!
It's 8-1.
8-1, and they had put their backups in.
Yeah, their second.
They put the B squad in, and we scored one goal and freaked out. Yeah,
we were like, yeah, let's go.
But I do have to say, in our defense, we were taking it. Our team was taking it way too seriously. Like, put this in perspective,
bro. Didn't
guys.
we all most of us dyed our hair blonde?
I didn't. A big chunk of the team did. Like I said, I didn't actually take it seriously.
Yeah.
So I definitely didn't dye my hair for that squad.
I dyed my hair blonde for that. Yeah. Didn't play, and then we lost.
Yeah.
It was bad.
We knew we were going to. Mount Pleasant was always better than us. That was never going to happen.
Dude, Mount Pleasant
we had no
straight
chance.
Wreck bodied us, bro.
You could have said we had a puncher's chance. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. No, we had no chance.
Let me ask you this. In a zombie apocalypse, what is your weapon of choice?
Ooh, I think I already own it.
What is it?
It's an AR-15. Mm-hmm. Typically, an AR-15 is a 223 bullet. Yeah. That's a .223 caliber. Okay. 5.56 NATO rounds. But whenever I was going to buy one, I found an AR-15, which is lighter than an AR-10. AR-10 is heavier, longer, bigger, harder to carry around, and they can have bigger rounds like a 308 and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So whenever I was looking for a gun, I'm a scrawny dude. I can't be carrying around 30 pounds and try to aim it steadily. I found a custom-made, custom-machined, all the metal custom-machined from their company, Patriot Ordnance Firearms. I found an AR-15 body, which is shorter, smaller, lighter, that was chambered in a 308. a bigger round.
You remember how earlier you were like talking?
Yeah, about you not giving a
I
shit.
don't give a shit,
All right.
Tyler. I asked a question.
Okay.
What gun are you bringing? And this is
I
what
already
you're going
own it.
into.
I already own it. It's my particular version of an AR-15 chambered in a 308.
There we go. See, I don't even need the chamber.
Big bullet,
Just
doesn't
say-
weigh a lot.
Here's what I needed. What weapon? What's your weapon of choice?
Yeah,
A gun.
a gun. No,
I
not
didn't
a
need-
gun.
I didn't need all
not a
that.
revolver 38 special or a fucking blunderbuss. Like I'm not taking a musket.
Is it a bat? Is it a fucking a crossbow?
Oh, but if you actually care about guns, it's not a musket, bro.
I know, but you want to bring a gun.
It's a bullet this big and a light movable gun that doesn't weigh a ton that shoots semi-automatic and can make a hole this big in a zombie.
right.
I own the gun,
That's fair.
the weapon I would
I
have.
forget you're getting to this point now where you feel like you need to explain
Yeah,
everything.
Oh, and a few beers doesn't hurt either.
Yeah, and you don't.
Doesn't hurt the defensiveness.
Speaking of
No, you didn't answer the fucking question. What is yours?
what gun would I?
Yeah,
what would I
weapon
bring?
would you bring?
Oh, just bring a machine gun. Just mow people down. Bring a bunch of ammo.
Yeah, but a machine gun has a lot of moving parts in it that, like, if one thing breaks, can you fix it? Now you got nothing.
Probably not.
A machete
I mean,
can't break.
maybe.
I mean, it can break, but it's less likely to break. You can just keep a samurai sword like in Walking Dead.
Well, the whole thing is like, do you really want to stay alive during a zombie apocalypse?
Oh, if you bring in a weapon, then you're fighting to survive.
Yeah, I mean, I assume my secondary would be a machete or something, but like my primary, I'm bringing a fucking M13 or
Yeah.
whatever.
And then for both of our choices, if you run out of bullets, now it's just a heavy stick.
yeah, I'm just throwing it at you at that point.
Okay.
Speaking,
Samurai sword wouldn't be a bad choice.
it wouldn't be a bad choice. I don't know how to use a samurai sword though.
It's a sharp stick. You just swing it at things.
Yeah,
You're not fighting.
or a katana.
Yeah, you're not fighting Conor McGregor or Khabib.
Yeah,
Like zombies aren't like agile. Like, you just swing a sharp stick at things.
oh
and you
shit, does that zombie know jujitsu?
Yeah, you
Go
win
get
every
you down,
time.
bro.
Yeah, exactly. So that would probably be the smarter choice.
Yeah.
I think it's just more fun that I love shooting the gun I have, so I'd just rather take that until
You
I run
do.
out of bullets.
Speaking of random bullshit, have you
Yeah.
seen? What do you think about ghost hunting?
I do have a very rude question to ask you,
Yeah, go ahead.
given that we're doing a live podcast and we can't edit this out.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I go piss?
Yeah, go ahead.
Is that okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I can hold it and suffer and be awkward this whole time.
No,
where I
go
can
ahead. I'd rather you just go TT if you need to go TT. But no, we'll talk about it, dude. Tyler, I'm telling y'all, when Tyler gets to a certain level, bro, he feels like he has to explain things to like the utmost detail. You're probably starting to see it. What I love about doing this with Tyler is like in the beginning he's super sober, and then by the time we get like further into it, he's like explaining more. He's big on prefacing things, setting the setting up. It's hilarious to me. But being a carrion, that was funny. I'm definitely gonna have to clip the shit out of that. But ghost hunting, dude, I don't know about you guys, but I watched this. They call it a documentary, or it's called found footage. It's kind of like the Blair Witch Project, but it's called Hell House LLC. I do believe it is on Netflix or Amazon Prime, but it's a found footage. Tyler's funny as hell. I know, he's fucking hilarious. But it's called a found footage like horror movie, where these people buy this haunted hotel and then they renovate it and then turn it into like a tourist attraction. Apparently a bunch of people die in it or whatever. I was under the impression that it was actually real, so I'm watching it like fucking absolutely freaking out and shit like that. I found out later that it's fake because found footage is just bullshit. It's kind of like Blair Witch Project. But I don't know about you guys, but oh my god, that one tasted like vomit. That one tasted like straight vomit. Either way, I've never been to like an actual haunted house, like House of Torment, because I'm too scared to do that shit. You have to like sign waivers and shit, and like they can like touch you and they can push you, and I don't want to be grabbed. Like I'm scared easily. Like it's to the point like I'll sit in the shower sometimes and Cass will come in there and like stick her finger in my ass. It fucking makes me so mad. VHS movie. Oh, I'm gonna have to let him in, huh? I'm guessing he's gonna knock soon because he forgot to take the keys, so I'm gonna have to let him in. I guess he's still pissing. VHS movie series is a horror found footage, pretty good VHS movie. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. But the found footage, I never knew that was like a subgenre. I thought like found footage was like, is it him? What the fuck? Yeah.
man.
Because we have keys.
Should have took the keys.
Killing me with all this dead air time.
That's on
Damn
me.
it.
I should have took the keys. I didn't even consider that.
All these people watching, all this dead
My
air.
bad.
So
All right, so
we were talking about, and so you're getting a little louder. Pull the mic away from your face a little bit.
Gotcha. What were you talking about?
I was talking about ghost hunters. Like, would you ever?
All of it.
Would you ever go ghost hunting?
Yeah, because I'm not scared of ghosts because they're not real. I am.
Dude, ghosts aren't real.
I am adamantly, strongly, like so confident that they're not real. That you could take me to any creepy, haunted, anything. I stayed at, was it Fort Worth or somewhere like that? It's a haunted hotel, and the person I was with was like going through the elevator, walking down the halls, and like so creeped out. And I was like, you realize if you didn't worry about that, you could just go to bed and have a good night's sleep, and nothing would happen to you. You know why? Because they're not real.
Dude, ghosts aren't real.
Like
the
so
EMP,
yes,
EMV meters.
I would be the most confident ghost hunter ever, without like, and I could sleep perfectly fine in a sleeping bag in an abandoned prison because as long as my neck is comfortable in the sleeping bag, I don't care.
Yeah, haunted hotels and shit. I went to the most haunted place in Texas, and it was not. I mean, it was creepy.
They're old buildings. They're just playing on your.
Yeah, it was creepy, but it wasn't like nothing jumped out, nothing was scary, nothing. And we like streamed it too. We were like in there, and like they had like it was like a insane asylum, and it had like a chapel, and it was like 10 out of 10 creep.
And if you get a background on the place you're on, it does have this emotional weight on you of like, oh, this is where this might have happened to this person, this might have happened to this person, and like you can start mentally creating the feel of like the crazy, terrible things that might have happened in a place, but that's all you're feeling. It's not still happening.
If you don't know anything about it, you're like, this place is a dump.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. But then they tell you a backstory. Now it's scarier.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Like those dudes that have made an entire career off ghost hunting, that show,
Good
Ghost
for
Hunters.
them. Good for them, bro. I do not have that charisma and that snake oil salesman stuff. I don't have that in me. If you can make a good living off that, go for it. More power to you,
I
man.
wish I would have, man, because that's a.
But I don't have it.
It's a good. Have you seen the one? It's like Demi Lovato, and she's like singing to go. She's she fell off, bro.
She kind of went off the deep end, huh?
Well, she's a meth head.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she was doing like meth and shit.
Oh, she's been saying methy things for a while, but I never connected that she was saying methy things because she was doing meth.
She's straight up methany now.
Oh, she Methany Spears, huh?
Methany Spears, bro.
I didn't know that.
She's methany now. Yeah, I don't know.
But now that you say that, all that wild shit she was saying makes so much more sense.
Yeah, dude.
That's what a meth person would say.
Yeah. Dude, if you're on meth, like you're seeing some shit.
I do have to like respect her. She was famous at 13.
It has to be hard.
She never got to be a kid. Like,
dude, a lot of those...
I can sympathize. I can't empathize, but I can sympathize with that wild of a life. Of course you're not going to turn out normal.
Yeah,
that's an uphill battle.
Well, dude, can you imagine at the age of 13, everything you want, you get because you have the money and
you're 13 and all the adults around, 200 adults around you work for you.
Yeah,
you're in charge of 200 adults and the whole production that's going on and the tour that's going on.
Crazy, man.
They all work for you, and you're 13.
Like, can you imagine Justin Bieber? Like how big his ego is? He probably has the largest ego.
Yes, yeah. I'm not saying he has a lack of ego, but of all the people who got really famous and rich at a young age,
I think he's actually doing pretty good.
He ain't done the worst.
Yeah, I think he's
not Lindsay Lohan.
It's the Corey Feldman, dude.
Yeah, like there's way worse example. I think Justin Bieber might be an example of like that. He has some slip ups here and there, but that's just normal human stuff. Yeah. I think he might be an example of like, look at how it's possible to try to be normal.
Yeah.
In that situation.
Do you think the conspiracy that a lot of the elite in Hollywood are pedophiles? Do you think that's a thing?
I think narrowing it down to the elite in Hollywood is a weird thing. I would say let me ask you this.
Yeah.
How many people have hidden, dark, illegal fetishes that they're not capable of fulfilling because they're not rich or successful or prominent enough?
A long question. What was the beginning of it?
How many people that walk around every day and are good, law-abiding citizens don't know that they have a fetish that's illegal or bad or evil like that because they don't have $1 billion to like be able to do whatever they want?
Oh, okay.
And if they had $10 million and and celebrity influence and yes men around him and people saying,
Yeah.
giving them whatever they wanted, that it would come out in that fertilized situation.
Mm-hmm.
But since they work at a bank, they're like, no, I would never do that. What percentage of the population do you think has a bad fetish like that they'll never know about because they'll never have that money or influence?
Honestly, dude, I want to say it's more of a majority than a minority.
Oh, really? I wouldn't have gone there. I would have gone like 12%.
I'm actually leaning to more like 50-60%.
Well, then that means you think 3.5 to 4 billion people on the planet would do that.
Well, I mean, probably because most of those
Really?
people don't have money. Think about the people that let's just take a pause. Look at Elon Musk.
Yeah.
He has 9 children.
Yeah.
2 of which I think are with his wife. He just
Ain't
literally
no pedophile stuff. Ain't no illegal, immoral, evil stuff though.
But no, not immoral. But what he did is he had twins with one of his top execs, and he's still
okay. What if
married.
they were dating? Like, who? Okay,
They're not dating. He's
That's
married.
not illegal.
I know, but it's
You're good.
immoral.
No, it's not.
If you're married, you're not supposed to.
They weren't married. Him and Grimes never got married, did they?
I'm pretty sure that's.
I
who
thought
he's
they were
with.
doing the new modern thing to where like we're connected. They were actually legally married.
I think that's his chick, and he just literally out of
I
nowhere.
mean, it
it's like-
hasn't been for a while.
He
but-
had twins with some chick that is a top exec at his
Yeah.
company. That's a
okay.
little weird.
Whenever I was saying immoral stuff, I wasn't trying to do the like right past the line. I was trying to do way over the line.
Oh.
Like you were talking about execs in Hollywood being pedophiles.
Oh.
I was talking about way over the line.
Okay, maybe I'm.
That's
leaning-
why I was saying like 9%.
Maybe a quarter. Maybe a quarter. Of
Okay,
people.
I'm still way under you.
Yeah.
But so what I've always wondered is like, yeah, so like if it happens in Hollywood and you hear all these stories out of Hollywood, well, that is an exclusive group of a bunch of highly paid, highly influential people who have people at their whim being able to give them whatever they want at all times.
Very true.
So how much of the
Oh, hey.
my God.
Oh, hey.
Just being
That's okay.
adorable.
Oh, hey.
That's all.
You're
You're
good.
good. Go get her. Go get her.
Coco, go to mama. No, you're good.
No,
You're good.
So cute.
She's so cute. Oh, we had special guest Coco in the mix.
Got him. But in Hollywood, there is such an abnormally high percentage of highly paid, influential people with people at their disposal where they're like, yes, sir, I'll get that for you. Yes, sir, I'll get that for you. Yes, ma'am, I'll get that for you. Yes, ma'am, I'll get that for you. That if you spread that weird, abnormal situation across the whole U.S., how many people would also do the same thing? So I don't think it's a Hollywood liberal elite thing or any of those things. It's just it's a concentrated group of a lot of people with a lot of money and a lot of sway.
Yeah.
And in Nebraska, they don't have that situation.
Well, most
So
people
it
don't
makes
have a lot
me
of
wonder
money, a
more
lot of
about
sway.
human nature and like if you gave everybody in the world a lot of money and a lot of influence and it didn't crash the economy and all that stuff.
Yeah.
What percentage of the total population would be doing creepy stuff like that?
I think maybe not creepy stuff, but I think more people would take advantage of the power than wouldn't. Have you ever seen the
Right.
Stanford experiment?
Yes, it's been refuted. They knew they were in it and they exaggerated it to hurry up and get it finished.
Oh, okay.
So it's been totally invalidated. It's not real anymore. The
Oh,
people
okay.
that were in it went extreme. So because they wanted to hurry up and get like I can't remember what it was. They wanted to exaggerate the results, or they wanted to hurry up and get it over with to get their extra credit, or
So they're like, oh, I'm
they
gonna-
lied. They
Oh,
lied
okay, they
during
lied.
the experiment. They lied. It was and so what they recorded in the extreme things you saw was acting. Some of it, a lot of
Okay.
it was acting. So that's totally not true anymore.
Oh, wow. I did not know that.
Breaking news.
Yeah, breaking news. The Stanford experiment is
This
absolute a
bullshit.
crock of
Yeah,
shit.
exactly.
Huh, interesting. Matt Lethal with the 100 bits or 200 bits. Appreciate that. Shig
I do
shiggity
have-
wiggity big biggity bet that. What's up?
I do have a person that I knew nothing about on social media.
But what's up, Matt? We're just talking, man. What's up
Yeah.
with you, dog? Go ahead.
Person I knew nothing about on social media. The only reason I knew him is because on Your Mom's House podcast with Tom Segura and Christina P,
Yeah.
they would play his videos and they'd laugh at it. Like, oh my God, look at this guy out there saying this online.
Mhm.
And apparently some big stuff happened to him recently in another country. Do you know Cobra Tate?
Yes. Dude, I think he got his house got raided in Romania, right? Yeah, like Tate Andrew or Andrew Tate. Super like macho alpha. You have to wake up and you have to fuck bitches and you have to smoke cigars and I'm the top G. Yeah, no, I watched Andrew Tate.
On Your Mom's House podcast, they would play the video of him going, yes, I make my woman, I can't do the accent.
Yeah.
It's going to be terrible. I make my woman bring me 2 cups of coffee every morning and I don't drink the second one. just so she knows, just in case I want a second one, I make her bring it to me. Like just weird sociopathic stuff like that.
Yeah.
To where it's like she can't just make one cup of coffee for me. She has to make me two, and I'm going to throw the second one away.
Yeah, no, dude, he's like ultra
he's
alpha.
Ultra
alpha,
no.
red pill alpha.
Wait, not alpha is a weird word for it. It's not even alpha because I feel like alpha is man to man or woman to woman. Or
No, alpha, there's so many ways you can paint alpha. He paints alpha as like the
most sociopathic thing possible.
Yes, he's like, I'm a man. I do what I want. Like
he's doing like,
but he's making
bears in the wood. If I claw your face and murder you, then I can bring all the other and female bears around, and I have free reign, and I can do whatever I want because I will murder you if you don't do it. He has those vibes.
No, Andrew Tate is. You can tell,
but
he did come up from nothing though.
Yes,
he earned it.
Kickboxer or something like that.
Kickboxer, yeah,
Kickboxer, all that. But the one thing I do have to give that guy, if you're walking through your normal everyday life, and you're just living your good normal life. And somebody's like, dude, you have to watch this clip. And somebody shows you a clip of what he said. It is shocking. Like, oh, like he went there and he posts it publicly. He does, and he is out there doing that.
Because, dude, he has so much money. He's worth like $100 million. What is he worried about?
You
can't cancel somebody when they have that much money.
If
I had that much money, I'll say whatever the fuck
getting caught
I want.
off guard by one of his clips in the middle of the day is an experience.
Mm-hmm.
There are not many people putting content out there to where that's the case.
Yeah. Well, Kevin Samuels was like that.
Yeah, he at least was like that 50-50 towards like, yeah, he's being too honest and that's mean, but he's not being a sociopath.
Well, Andrew Tate is kind of like that too. He just
he's
says
a
it.
Sociopath.
I mean, yeah, but he says it pretty harshly.
Comparing him to Kevin Samuels is rude to Kevin Samuels. Almost.
I don't think so. I think him and Kevin Samuels, dude, I watched a lot of Kevin Samuels.
I know you did. I watch way. I don't know anything about him.
Yeah.
But Kevin Samuels was like, hey, I get that self-help. It's nice to call yourself a 10. But if we stop doing the self-help thing, what are you really?
Yeah.
Cobra Tate is like, no, you tell your slave to do something and she does it. Otherwise, you like those are two different worlds.
I mean, yes, of course, but you got to think about the women that he surrounds himself with. They're usually beautiful. They're hot. They're super gorgeous.
You say women he surrounds himself with. He just got rated and investigated that the women he surrounds himself with didn't choose to be surrounded by him.
Oh, really? A kidnapped?
He got raided for having sex slaves. That's why he got raided.
Oh, but is he in jail?
It's in Romania. I don't know.
Dude. Anybody here's the thing. Let me pause you before you get on a rant. If a girl is at Chris Brown's house and they say Chris Brown fucked me up, they immediately just arrest Chris Brown.
Yes, because if he did, they got to hold him until they find out.
Exactly. Same thing in Romania.
Right.
He's out. He's not. He's cleared of it.
Let's do this.
So
let's play this game.
Let's
play since we're talking about court of public opinion instead of court of law.
Okay, let's hear it.
Deshaun Watson.
I don't know anything about Deshaun Watson.
He's had 40, 30 women come out and say, yeah, during a massage, he groped me, he grabbed me, I ran away, didn't know, and I was scared to lose my job because he's a famous NFL star with millions of dollars, and my company was going to fire him, all this stuff. One woman comes out and says it. You're like, we need to look into this.
Right. 2 women, 40 women.
One woman comes out and says, we need to look into this. We need to have an investigation, find out, like, hey, did he hurt this person like this?
Yeah.
Court of legally investigate, go do all that, find out everything you can, and do the legal system thing. Mm-hmm. Deserves to be done. Justice must be served. When 40 women come out and tell the same story of you behaving the same way in different states across the United States, in different companies, different everything, at a certain point, court of public opinion has to go, legal system, be damned. I don't know what he did, but dude gets way too excited during massages.
I do agree that if 50 people call you a crackhead, you're probably a crackhead.
You're probably a crackhead.
Yeah. It's like,
and what I think on the last Joe Rogan podcast, Duncan Trussell was joking about like the conspiracy that the Clintons are murdering people.
I actually believe that.
Me too.
Because I think there's a lot of people that have been murdered.
But Duncan Trussell was saying like, if I owned a company and 30 people that worked for me committed suicide, don't you think at some point they'd come to me and say like, hey, you're the common thread in this scenario, right? You know, they start asking questions. Same thing with Deshaun Watson. Same thing with Cobra. Like, if you have enough people saying, like,
Bill Cosby, R. Kelly,
everything, like
Michael Jackson,
it is hard to organize 10 people, much less 40, 50, 100,
To say the
120, to
same
tell the
thing.
same story for the same reasons, and nobody slip up. Nobody slip up and like try to get greedy, try to get this, try to be try to get something for themselves more than everybody else is getting, and like start playing a game amongst the conspirators that are lying about it. Organize that is insane. So, does your house get raided for having sex slaves? That doesn't mean he literally had sex slaves, but how many innocent people's houses get raided for having sex slaves? And if they're not doing something really
No, let me
weird.
be real with you though. You know how easy it is to get somebody's house raided by the FBI?
I've seen the things on Twitch to where like video gamers will say something and they'll record them live.
You could get somebody swatted in the next hour.
So it's and then you'll go to jail though. There's consequences to you doing that to somebody.
But the thing is nobody's going to publicize the dude that called in the SWAT.
Yeah, they do. Those are the only videos I see. The only videos I see about swatting is the person getting in trouble for swatting somebody.
I know, but let's use Andrew Tate's for instance, right? That could have been that scenario. He's got sex slaves, blah 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 blah, and 2 or 3 guys call in separately, and then before you know it, they're getting raided.
Of all the people that deserve the benefit of the doubt, he doesn't seem like it. Well,
I mean, he doesn't, but he's not in jail most of the time. If you're
and they're not in the American legal system. He's in Croatia or Romania.
He's in Romania.
Yeah, so I'm not. They have a different legal system over there.
But I'm also saying like,
I'm not trying to get into this too deep.
I know.
I'm just saying like, you really.
Just because the FBI shows up doesn't mean you're guilty. It's easy to get someone swatted.
I was going to say a specific brand, but I don't want to put that out there. One of the online sports betting books put odds on he had sex slaves, he didn't have sex slaves. And you had to bet, not fantasy money, you had to come up with $5,000 to bet on whether he actually did or didn't. What would you put your money on?
He didn't.
Okay.
Think about it this way.
You trust him that much.
I don't trust him. You have to look at the scenario.
Yeah.
He's worth $100 million.
Yeah.
He has a mansion in Croatia.
Yeah. You're putting stuff on my side right now. You know that, right?
No.
He can afford slaves. He can afford a compound to hold slaves. He can afford all this stuff.
Listen. When you have that much, I don't know. I've been pretty promiscuous in my life.
Yeah.
If you have things like that, women show up.
Yeah, dude, that's not the point.
You don't need to keep them captive there.
Nope. Totally disagree.
You don't need to keep them captive.
Do you think Bill Cosby needed to make women be unconscious to have sex with him? He had money. He had fame. He had everything. Why did he knock them out? Because that's what he was into.
He was very into that, yeah.
Because that's what his fetish was. Cobra Tate's an alpha. He likes dominating people. He likes beating the shit out of guys in the ring. He likes being an alpha dominant person. What would get his fetish off the most than having a slave and dominating them and telling them what to do? That's his thing. It's not about money. It's not about access to having sex.
It could be
it's about having it the way you want to have it because you have all the resources to have it in any way you want. So you're going to spend your resources on having it the way you most like having it.
I mean, you could spin the narrative both ways.
Yes, you can. This is all hypothetical. None of this is an allegation. We have no idea.
Because
this is pending court appeal.
Because
yes.
Well, because it's way easier for men with money to have women around them. Like, look at Floyd Mayweather.
Yes.
He's got
which is why they start picking out a specific fetish because I'm not excited about having sex in general. I want to have sex in a specific way.
Right.
Because I can have it all the time. So having it is boring. I want to have it in the way I want to have it.
Let's Google it. I actually want to know because I saw a little bit.
Do you get what I'm saying though?
Yeah.
Like having access to women doesn't mean that he wouldn't do it. That means he would get weirder because he can do it anytime he wants and he wants to do it in a very specific way.
Yeah.
I'm repeating myself. I'm sorry.
Owning an adult. And he's been arrested for keeping 2 young women against their will in his basement.
Ayo.
What's it? Apparently he has his own adult film studio. Oh, if it was illegal, Interpol would have ended his business before he had the balls to talk about it on a full legal open website. He has nothing because there's nothing to hide. Why I'm an expert on male... So I think this may have been the issue. He owns a company that... Basically, he owns a company that runs girls' only fans, like webcam girls. Mm-hmm. And so he keeps them there, and I think it's on contract. So it's like, all right, you're going to be here for 6 months.
If they want to break the contract, you're not allowed to break the contract.
Exactly.
Yeah, which is exactly what we're talking about. Yeah. So, nope. I would have taken the bet on the other side.
I don't know. It's. But the thing is, he's like, if he really did it, don't you think he'd be in prison?
It's Croatia, bro. I don't know their laws. Can you buy your way out of it more than you can here? I don't know.
He does have a clip of him saying, like, if you're gonna get rich, make sure you get rich enough where you can pay for a lawyer.
He said they asked him about I can't remember. I think they asked him about citizenship in another country, something like that. And he said one thing he respected and loved about Romania or one of the other countries is he said at least here corruption is universal.
Everybody's corrupt.
No. He said that in the United States you have to be Hillary Clinton or you have to be really rich. You have to have millions of dollars. You've got to be next level rich.
Yeah, and have status.
To have the corruption in the lawyers and the judicial system on your side. You have to be way up there to be corrupt. He said what he loved about Romania or wherever other country he was talking about. He was like, you don't have to be that rich to be corrupt. Like corruption is more egalitarian.
Right.
Like anybody,
money, you can be corrupt.
Anybody, but not even enough money. Like enough money doesn't mean $20 million. Enough money means like, do you have like 10 grand?
Oh shit!
Like anybody can be corrupt there, and that's what he loved about. That's a sign that, like, okay.
I mean, it makes sense why he's there, right?
Yeah.
We'll have to dig into this.
Did he do it? Does not mean does he get charged for it in a different country where the legal system is you can buy your way out of it.
Well, dude, here's the thing. Like, you can do it and still get away with it.
Here,
look at OJ, bro.
Here and everywhere else. Yeah. So, but you're assuming innocence is basically what we're getting at. You're assuming innocence. I was assuming guilt. Whether he gets charged with it or not, I'm not wishing whatever. Right. I don't know what happened. I'm totally uninformed.
I guess
but my court of public opinion for my own individual self, I assumed guilt.
Yeah. See, the reason I don't is because I've been in jail and I like to be looked at as innocent before being proven guilty.
Yeah. But you also didn't have enough money to give the guy money to get out.
True, but with your mindset, you're saying you're guilty, you need to be proved innocent.
Oh, if I was a juror in his court trial, I would be totally different. I would look at all the facts of the case, and I would be given all the facts.
But your overall philosophy right now is
no. I'm talking about somebody across the ocean in a different country, just court of public opinion, just gossiping.
Yeah.
Just gossiping, guilty.
Yes, yeah.
Me as a juror on the trial, oh no, I would take it very seriously, and I would look at all the evidence, and I would do everything possible to make sure justice was served.
Yeah.
But court of public opinion and a gossip rag magazine from fucking like 8,000 miles away. Like, yeah, bro, that dude, look at that. Dude, look at what he says. Guilty. Court of public opinion, guilty. That's what I was trying to distinguish between.
No, it's okay. I like you litigating it. It's cute.
Yeah.
It's really cute to me. Here's one of the questions that you had brought up. So what is the dumbest thing, and we'll probably have to end on this. What is the dumbest thing you actually believe in?
Yeah.
/ believe is real? What do you
mean by that? So what I meant was like, and excuse me for anybody out there that believes in this, I didn't mean to insult you, but
I did.
Crystals, astrology, aliens. What did Marjorie Taylor Greene believe? Jewish space lasers.
Oh my god, she's stupid as fuck.
The election was stolen. Bigfoot, aliens, and there's 20 different alleys you can go down with aliens. Who's the guy who believes in the 7th dimensional lizards that the queen is, that feed off of the suffering of humans?
The one thing I do,
all those things. What is the wildest shit that you think is not mainstream that you truly believe is real? But if you said it out loud, people would be like, really? Yeah. Like you really think that's real?
The one thing that I believe in that's kind of quacky is, and I don't know what delineation it has, but vibrations and frequencies. I'm a firm believer in vibrations and frequencies, and a lot of it just boils down to auto-suggestion. It's like what you become, what you are, you become who you are, you think, therefore like kind of like Marcus Aurelius. But I believe everyone has like a vibrational pattern.
Think before you are is not Marcus Aurelius,
or whatever it is. But
Nietzsche,
Nietzsche, or kind of like the Stoic philosophy. It's like, I think, therefore I am. Or
that is, I didn't think that was Stoic at all. Sorry, I'm not trying to get academic on you, but I could be totally wrong, but I don't think that's.
I could be wrong too.
Okay,
I could be wrong too. But it's like the vibrational aspect of like life. I really believe in. So it's like I think animals,
energy? Like there's an energy
vibration.
There's a core sense of
that.
energy that gives off a vibration that affects the things around you,
yeah.
and then that their vibrations affect you too.
Yes, and I think it has to do with like animals. I think it definitely has to do with people. So like when I meet people, I've always noticed.
What about a rock?
No, not anything that's.
But a rock doesn't. You don't think a rock has energy? So there are rocks in Colorado that are radioactive.
No, that. But I'm talking about something with like a pulse that has eyes that you can make contact.
Consciousness.
Consciousness, yeah.
There's a consciousness energy.
Yeah, consciousness
that affects the consciousness around it.
Mm-hmm. Like when that dog came in, for instance, when it came in, it ran to me.
Yeah.
It didn't go to you.
Yeah.
Why?
Right.
I think
you don't think it was because of a certain scent or smell you have. You think it was
I think it was a vibrational energy that it's like, I'm floating towards you. I went to the aquarium in Austin one time and a bird landed on me and I was like, and I've always had like animals that floated towards me.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's a vibrational energy or what. I don't know. But I think there is some type of vibration.
So you believe in that consciousness itself exerts an energy, and there are trillion different, like everybody has their own pattern in their own consciousness, and every animal and living thing has their own consciousness pattern that attracts other things and puts away other things. And
I feel like my vibration is really good, and a lot of living things pick up on it, and people gravitate towards me.
Yeah.
That may be just my narcissism, though. So I don't know.
This might be psychopathy instead of anything else. But
it could be.
I got. I mean, healing crystals could be narcissism, because it's like, oh, if I buy this rock, then everything's going to be peaceful because I move these. I burn sage, so that could.
I don't believe in burning
everything
sage.
Could be narcissism. So I don't know.
Sage smells like shit.
But
to
no,
me.
I like it. I don't believe in it, but I like it. It's fun. To me, it's fun. But I don't actually believe
okay, well then,
but,
what is something that's crazy as fuck that you actually believe in?
It's way less cool than yours.
Okay, what's yours?
My crazy thing that I believe, so all the UFO stuff.
Oh, get out.
All the alien stuff.
I'm about to end the stream.
Yeah, I know.
You believe in UFOs? I believe in aliens, but I don't think
you believe in aliens. Yeah, no.
Yeah,
I think a lot of the sightings that people are doing is probably like DARPA doing.
It's
crazy
too probable to have aliens.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I'm going to get more specific than that.
Okay.
So this is more wishful thinking. So I convince myself that I believe in it out of wishful thinking than it probably is actually, like I think it's actually real, is of all the scenarios of aliens existing or anything, the one that I actually really like and I want to believe in, so I convince myself to believe in it, is that aliens aren't actually from another planet, another galaxy, another universe, any of that stuff.
Okay.
I want and love and like to think, because it makes me feel comfy at night, that any alien that would ever come to see us in any near future in any way would be us from the future coming to protect us in the past. So the aliens are us.
Just in
and future. We figured out time travel. And they're coming back like the
movie The Butterfly Effect.
Like World War II, nuclear war, all that stuff. Like how much did we skirt away because of one person's decision to not push a button to have nuclear annihilation around the planet? How much of that was influenced by oh, there's a UFO sighting at this military base, and it's like, yeah, it shut down our electronics and it shut down everything. We couldn't function because for like an hour.
Yeah.
When this orb showed up and then it went away, and it's like, yeah. Was that did they know that was an opportune time to influence things going forward because they wanted to prevent a horrible thing from happening? So
you think it's just us from the future? You don't think it's?
I don't think it's from like 2 universes away or 2 galaxies away or 50 galaxies away or anything like that. I like to think that it's we somehow survived long enough to figure out time travel, and then we went back and prevented the worst things that got them there from happening, and that less suffering ended up happening in an alternate line because they went and saved it from happening.
And that is the note we're going to end on.
That's the weird shit I like to believe in. So we asked the question. That's me on.
That is a good one. All right, chat. Well, you can bet it. It was good to have you guys out. You can shiggity wig wiggity big biggity bet that. Shout out to everybody that subbed today. Shout out to Mukbang. Shout out to Bread Smacker. Matt Lethal, appreciate the bits. Cole, it's good to see you too, buddy. And Machine Elf, I got a big shout out for you, homie. I saw you redeem those points, but I love you guys. We will be back. I'll have some clips coming up this week of me and Tyler. So far these clips have been doing really well. So make sure you're on the YouTubes, the Instajams, and all that good shit. But Tyler, do you have anything else before?
Thank you for having me. That's all I got.
It's been good to have you out, man.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Until next time, you can shiggity wig wiggity big biggity bet that. It was good to have you guys out. Until next time, peace. Man, you started getting on a fucking level, huh?